A number of economic data points just coming through here, just getting initial jobless claims, continuing jobless claims as well, still yet to populate. There we go. 219,000 on the week over week number versus 215,000 expected there, 1.88 million. Continuing claims, 1.85 was expected, so a little bit of an uptick on that side. The Challenger job number out earlier this morning, 49.7 million versus 45 expected there. We're also expecting natural gas storage coming up this morning at 10:30. We'll get some auctions to come later in the afternoon as well. That's pretty much it, though. Overall market looking to recover possibly here as we head into yet another big earnings day. Amazon to come after the close tonight. A few other big names we'll get to in a second here. That's how things are shaping up right now. Exactly. Oh, there's 0.1%. I was going to say exactly flat right now for the NASDAQ, but back in positive territory, which is good to see because there are some pretty big disasters this morning. Roblox, it's 20% now. It was more than 30% at the low after they report pre-market here this morning. Peloton, though, nice surprise here, trying to push towards session highs right now, back to 875, better than expected numbers here for Peloton.
Yeah, they're tighten up gross margins, Brendo, trying to focus more on subscription, that recurring revenue model, rather than trying to have that physical product with lower margins. We'll highlight more on that as we talk in the rundown. Lots to talk about today. ARM reporting yesterday, Qualcomm reporting. They're both down mid-single digits right now, 4.5% and 5% respectively, as you mentioned. Amazon after the bell, and Ford. Oh yeah. Yet again, Brendo, 5 1/3. They did a little bit better than I expected, but they're still bleeding money from the EV sector.
Yeah, that story just gets old after a while. I mean, Ford is Ford. I was keeping an eye on Tesla here this morning in the pre-market. We're below, trying to get back to, but we're below that 375 level that was holding up quite nicely on the daily chart for quite some time. So quick flush out of the gate here early on in the pre-market, but trying to get back above 373, 374 right now. We'll see if it can get back above key support here for Tesla as well, guys. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Peloton's
not the best. It's a good morning for Peloton, oddly enough. Not so much for Roblox. He talked about Ford. Not that anyone cares that much about Ford, I think, these days. Tesla doesn't look that great. But you know what? Nvidia, 2 seconds ago, while you guys were doing that intro, Nvidia was making fresh highs. So that continued. That party continues. And remember, you're going to have Amazon talking about their CapEx spend tonight in the aftermarket show because they have another big earnings day. If you like earnings, this is the place to be. If you like action, obviously this is a great, fantastic week for it. So between Roblox, Peloton moving around a little bit. You had ARM moving, Qualcomm to the downside. But don't forget all these day two plays. AMD and Alphabet were huge movers, and you want to look at the reaction today as well. So plenty to watch here. I mean, Roblox is doing a ton of volume. I guess a lot of eyes are going to be on this one, this $60 level, doing a lot of action. Should be a fun one. And the Raptors made a move, so.
Yeah, the Raptors did. Yeah, they got Brendan Ingram, who may not play this year, so that'll be great. And then he's a free agent, so that's great. And we gave up first and a second-round picks.
Because that's how we roll, Sean.
Because
that's how we roll.
I don't know. If he doesn't re-sign here, I still think Ross Atkins and whatever the other guy's name is would be the bigger disappointment. But Messiah
easily,
and at least
easily. That's not even close.
I can't believe that. I was reading the Jays don't have a playoff win in over 10 years, and we have been top 5 payroll every year. But okay, so I think Roblox is bad. I don't know what to do with going short. Like, I think it can pop up a little bit more. But this run that Roblox had, so you're back to where we were 3 weeks ago. So yeah, I mean, not capturing any of this is going to have been a problem. You know, we always talk about how stocks look heading into reports. This is the 50-period moving average. This is the furthest it's maybe ever. I mean, obviously, it got probably extended during COVID, but that was extended. So we'll analyze the numbers. We'll go over it. It's all on our watch list. Take a look at that. Google today as well, as Neil mentioned, 190. It still seems to have that magnet there. We'll see what winds up happening. NASDAQ was pretty good. Now coming back in. I thought the ES was a little bit better. Yeah, so ES up 0.2. So some of the tech names still continue to hurt a little bit. And we'll always be looking at Tesla, and 370 is not good. We had talked about that shelf potentially breaking on Tesla, and now it's going to open up at or below where we need to hold. So yeah, that one.
So the question becomes:
probably a short there.
Was it Gia or the team thing on the fingers?
Oh, Gia yesterday, she got a. Yeah, I had to. It doesn't matter. She got, for some reason, I didn't realize that it was gel or something, but she got like this new nail kit thing.
Gel.
So she was bored. Marissa was in a biogel, I think. Yeah, I had to put my hands underneath I know. Marissa's like afterwards, she's like, that stuff's going to be on there for weeks. I'm like, oh man. I knew there was a problem when I had to put my hands under the blue light there. So I got green. I told her to do green for...
See, green for up.
Yeah, green for up. So that's the only thing I got. I got
keeps
the
it
two
real.
greens, and I got... This one is a little bit of a fun. Anyways. Problem is, this is the thing. Marissa, my wife, is doing a parent council meeting. So, when the boss isn't around, this is what happens.
The kids will play. That's how it rolls, man. That's how it rolls.
Yeah, so good, yeah.
It's dad life, man. It's dad life.
I know, I told Marissa it's annoying me now that I type, because I can't type like normal people. I have to like look at and then I'm looking at my hands. All right. Well, thank you, man. Appreciate that, guys.
There you go.
People thinking it looks pretty good.
Exactly.
I should show you my toenails. No, let's not do that. That's for only my trading fans.
Aaron only
that
does...
joke with that guy,
OnlyFans?
We had
trading fans.
Only trading or something like that? I don't know.
Trading fans?
We'll figure it out there. Hey, man, selling feed picks. But we don't have to do that because we are at record viewers lately. So we want to thank everybody for liking the stream, subscribing. If you're here for dad life, trading, all that kind of stuff. We've got Dara's ready to rock and roll. Fabian's there. Brendan, Sharif, we're all ready. Joe will be in the building soon talking options. It's going to be a good ride. Make sure you subscribe. We're here every single day, even during snowstorms.
It's not that bad today. We're going to get pummeled on Saturday.
What?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I thought we were getting like 15 to 20 on Saturday, and that was
15 to 20
centimeters, and that was like lowered from what they were saying. So I think Saturday night we're gonna get a lot of snow.
Oh man!
Logging time, locked and loaded. I'm sure the guys in the desk are excited for it too.
Yeah, with their kids, yeah.
Just be aware, guys. President Trump is up early this morning, already on TV. So just keep an eye out. There's nothing. He's not talking about the market right now, but I'll listen and keep an eye out for anything that may move things. Rigetti just popped up in front of me here. It's not really doing much, but 0.28 right now, kind of chopping around in within that range. QNTM also just popping up in front of me here. This one moving a little bit more, 40%. Couple of days, maybe a little bit of action coming here through the quantum space today.
Bringing up small cap gappers. I love it, Brendo. Yes, I was trading this one yesterday on the How to Trade show during the midday. This was a successful trade. It's continuing. This is a second day play. We're talking about QNTM. It's, believe it or not, it's a quantum biopharma. So it feels like it's a quantum name, but they're not engaged in that. They're actually biotech solutions for the treatment of challenging neurodegenerative and metabolic disorders. We're going to keep an eye on this one, guys. The float on QNTM. A bit of a conflicting number here. As I mentioned yesterday, Trade Ideas has this sub 1 million float. On my platform, it's saying 40 some odd million. It was trading much like a sub 1 million share float yesterday with, I think, Brendo, I'm not exactly sure. I think we have about a double-digit short float there, 10 to 12% from what I recall yesterday.
Yeah, could be another day to the upside here, it looks like, for QNTM. Amazon, meanwhile, could be another day to, I mean, it wasn't up yesterday, but did try to recover late in the day. Already bouncing back here nicely. Again, just be aware, guys, Trump speaking right now. It's actually on a UK channel, so just a heads up for the market.
We're not even talking about it.
UK session.
Yeah. Well, no matter what the topic is, regardless of what the reason for the press conference, you never really know what you're going to hear. That said, when I'm looking at this QNTM really started, Like I just pulled it up. It just bounced $1.50. That thing is an absolute rocket to the upside. That's not the one I wanted. There you go. Shout out to you guys for bringing this one up. Double top here at 13 on QNTM. No, I was looking at all of the Chinese names. It's almost as if, like yesterday, if you look at the last couple of days here, like there's been these buys in China the last 3 days, but I mean really only looking at the last 2, where you're breaking highs and then just sell it off. Like they really sold off Alibaba after an initial pop. And I'm kind of looking at this, like if it does the same pattern again, it's a little head and shoulders, like 102, support to resistance, it's trying to go again. If it fails a 102, look at how good the continuation was to the south side. So you never really know. I mean, any headline can move that market, those stocks for sure. But yeah, you got to keep an ear to the ground. Randy in the house. We're getting serious snow on Saturday. You guys will get way more.
Yeah, well, there's decent snow here.
It was pretty decent.
The Rivian Randy man is here. Let me see what Rivian.
It's not usually though.
Yeah, that's about right. I guess.
Yeah, that's
a little bit.
Hour 20 there. 2 hours is that's a hefty drive.
Yeah, Rivian. I mean, if you had your Rivian, I guess Rivians would be all-wheel drive, of course, the R1T or R1S. Yeah, $13 holding down here, holding above the 200-period moving average. This looks pretty good to me. Let's double-check when Rivian reports, because that's kind of what we want to see. Are they able to meet demand, right? I mean, that's the whole thing, is production issues with Rivian, so we'll see. In 14 days, Randy, yes. Thursday, February 20th. For Rivian, with a very big short float, 20% short on Rivian. This could actually, if they could put something up, this could go. So we'll have to wait to see on Rivian here. This is not looking too bad. Coiling up here. There's been worse stocks out there than Rivian. So yeah,
I can name one.
Maybe we're getting close. Maybe we're getting close.
I know one worse.
Yeah, Ford is down another 6% today. I think it's probably a little bit better to put your money into Rivian than into Ford. But if your money's already in Ford, then
what are you going to do?
Chopped in half or so. Not today, but over the last. I don't know. I don't like GM or Ford, but apparently GM is better. I mean, the street likes GM much better than Ford. So
the chart's kind
of. But like, this is the peak of the summer. Where you had just a monster run away from the 50-period moving average up to $15, and then, as I was saying, not quite cut in half, but 15 down here to 9, and there's that shelf again. Wow, Ford might have to make an appearance here on the note because, that's
flat bottom break.
That's the downside there. What is this? What's in the chat here? Yeah, that Ford is definitely flat bottom breaking. Do you like what Trump is up to? Well, the fact that he's awake, I'm going to say yes, because I feel like that's a new step in the right direction. But obviously as a Canadian, all we hear is tariff this, tariff that. But the thing is, too, there's also a big, huge push now, and we'll see where it goes. But for people to stay buying Canadian and supporting local and everything like that. So I think that's going to also be good for a lot of small businesses around here. If that is what winds up happening, obviously I think price will be king. People ultimately will wind up wanting to pay.
That's the reality.
For local products and, this trade war, which I don't think will eventually be a war. I think it's pretty overblown.
It's not going to last.
Keep on getting that month extension. We've tightened up our border for like that. I think it's 0.03% of the fentanyl that is in the United States, of course, is brought over the Canadian border. We are uncontrollably producing fentanyl up here.
If you read the press release of the things they're doing in Canada for border control, literally that was a note from December on a bunch of stuff we were already going to do. Like you can go to the government website to see it.
I saw a story last night from the RCMP that had, so they're controlling the border, and they had an over-the-camera, it was in Alberta, and it had a look in, and they caught on infrared. It was like they were so proud of it. There was like 3 people coming across from United States into Canada. They're like, boom, like huge. 3 people, like this. And anyways, I don't know what's happening over there in the Mexican border or anything like that. But to me, Canada may not be the border problem that it seems is being portrayed by.
Guys can send us your MLB superstars.
I'm not a border czar.
That's we got a super chat. Let's get to the super chat before we go back to the desk. Thank you to we got Case. I know a good dad when I see one. Appreciate you, Case. It's all about the it's not nail. I guess it's not nail polish. It's some gel thing.
No, it's like it's like nail polish.
I was gonna say okay, it's fine. The nail polish.
Problem is, I think she got like a gangster kit. Like we just got one probably off Amazon. So I think this is.
Why does it have to be gangster off Amazon?
Because it's not like Marissa was like, oh wow, next time we'll use the good quality stuff. I'm like, oh well, yeah, next time.
Yeah, there'll be a next. There's always a next.
Appreciate
time.
the super chat.
I only let Aaron do my toes. That's my game.
I really appreciate that, T-Bone Lou, that I have fentanyl eyes. That's really great. Oh, what? It was just deleted. Oh, man.
And shout out to Vin101 here. Called Lay's yesterday, and Lay's up 17%, as you can see on the chart. So good look there. LAES, another small capper running.
Lay's. Oh, yeah, someone. Oh, you know another name. We're going to go over to the desk in a minute. Do we have? No, I don't think we have anybody today, or if we do. Here's BBAI. Right now, so this was a name that was yesterday that was absolutely hot fire. And look, you're getting up to, again, like this looks like there's the top. We talked about it breaking yesterday. If it broke, we like the long. So I think we like the long again right now. So a break there of 750 on Big Bear AI. Yesterday it was all aboard, right? There's the pre-market break, and there it goes yesterday with tons of volume yesterday. Big Bear AI seems to be sleeping a little bit right now, but you know what happens when you wake up the bear, especially if it is a cocaine bear. But BBAI up to 755, looks like it wants to take it out. I think that's probably worth trying. I mean, look, if you try it and it doesn't go, you can slap out of that. Like there's VWAP here, there's 50-period moving average. There's lots of support areas to get out if you're nervous about a big bear break that does not happen. So, yeah, this is a name that could get going. Only 14 million shares. Watch out now. Department of Defense contract yesterday, 750 in target here for Big Bear.
ASTS, space-related name just popping up. Cantor Fitzgerald initiating coverage on this. Came back into 25.10. Big day yesterday, though, for ASTS as well. Another smaller one moving around this morning. Amazon, we mentioned briefly there early on. Bit of a downtick here as well, 237.75. Just be aware, whatever that was that Trump was speaking at there early this morning, that has wrapped up. So he has left the stage. So good luck there.
All right, let's talk a little Amazon.
Sure.
The earnings expectations tonight after the bell. Make sure to catch that with myself, Sean, and Adair. We're going to be doing a special version of the market recap show. So let's catch that. EPS, guys, we're looking for $1.49. That'd be up from $1 last year. Revenue, they want an eye-watering number here, $187.3 billion on the quarter, up from $170. That's what the street's expecting. But all eyes will be on AWS. We've seen Azure miss growth estimates. We saw Google Cloud as well, which was growing the fastest of the three, also miss estimates. So AWS certainly will be in focus. Amazon is spending aggressively on AI as well. So we're going to all be listening for the CapEx. The market's gauging here about $75 billion going to be spent in 2025 by Amazon. So we'll have to see how they do there, Brendo. Some risk factors. Some of these China-based sellers are a little worried with that new 10% tariff. Amazon relies heavily on products coming in from China.
Yeah, I was reading that too. We'll see if there's any comments towards the China angle. I was mentioning before we came on this morning, I see our Amazon guy more frequently than the mail person that comes to our building now. So it's crazy how it's become such a staple and a normal everyday occurrence.
I want to tell you something. So CTV News did a little interesting experiment yesterday. They sent 5 letters, Brendo, from Toronto to different parts of Canada. The one that actually went from Toronto to Toronto took 12 days. Not bad. Went to Vancouver faster than it got to Toronto.
Yeah. Amazon would have it there the same afternoon.
Exactly.
It's crazy. You're almost on a first name basis now with the Amazon guy, whereas the mail person is like, I rarely see them anymore. Yeah.
Mail? How about mail?
I don't know about anything. I know about mail.
The mail person.
I actually got home yesterday and I pulled into the driveway, and then I had my daughter because she was at baseball, and there was this lady going kind of like door to door delivering things in the mail. And I didn't realize that's what she was doing. And then I get out of the car and she looks at me. I'm like, oh, hey, like I don't know if it was like a new neighbor or what it was. And then she goes, oh, I'm blah, blah, blah. I'm a real estate agent in the neighborhood. I just dropped off a calendar in your mailbox. I was like, oh yeah, that's nice. Nice to see you. And
I got one. I got one as well from a house that sold recently, and you know who it was? It was our buddy Tree from high school.
Oh, he's a real estate agent?
He's a real estate agent, and like,
Mark,
so I get this. Our buddy Mark, he was a basketball player.
It's funny we call him Tree. I don't even think he was really that tall.
What was he, 6'4"? He wasn't that. Yeah, he wasn't that tall. I don't know why
but tall Tree amongst shrubs.
Yeah, I guess we only had a few guys in our school that were over 6'5".
Yeah, Sasha was big.
Yeah, but it was just kind of a weird coincidence. I'm like, oh, I went to high school with this dude. But that's the only mail I get.
I think real estate's really slowing down. Like at one point I was like, man, I want to get my real estate license, but now I see flooded with real estate agents.
No, we said the stat before. Canada's housing average house price relative to income is worse now than the United States was at the height of their housing bubble, of your housing bubble. Most of you guys are in the U.S., so it's really not good, our market. I don't expect much from Amazon today. I'm not necessarily thinking inside day, but if you look at the last week, I don't think we break tops or bottoms from the last week here, Fabian. Here's, sorry, I said Fabe. 242 up top. Like I think even if you break out, I'd look for reversions off the high. I'd look for reversions off the low at 32, 33. I think you got a lot of other fish to fry. Google, Alphabet, I should say. Nvidia is more interesting. I like what Apple did going into the close yesterday. Look at this ramp off 226. So 3 days in a row, we're bouncing 226 on Apple, and you've got a nice little 230. It's like 233 quarter, bit of a double top. So Apple, if it can break this top, looks good. If it flushes, got to be looking for a buy down at the 226, if not earlier there on Apple. So I just think there's a little bit more with a name like Apple than Amazon. Of course, Amazon aftermarket is going to be the big one. You care about that CapEx. Definitely need to see how AWS is doing. After what happened with Google and their cloud, suffice to say that Amazon can't miss in that regard. It'll get punished for sure.
I'm just a little bit, I'm kind of nervous for the same reason of what we saw kind of in Roblox, what we've seen now in Google. And if you just come over to the daily chart, I'm only just going to look at this real quick because we got to get over to the screen as well. But this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. You're not even well off the 50 period, but there it is. There's the pullback. There's a nice move off the 50 period moving average. There's the pullback. There's another move off the 50. There's another move off the 50. There's another move off the 50. So like Google at the highs, not really near the 50 period moving average right now. The problem has been CapEx. I bet you they're going to be spending again. The cloud's been weak for both Microsoft and Alphabet. So for me, it is this way. So we called the AMD move down. We called the Meta move up, and there was another one. This one, unfortunately, as I'm a holder here, I'm just going to stay away. I don't think it's a buying or selling opportunity today, but it looks like we could have this move back in here again. So I would just say watch out for that on a daily chart. But I really like the stock. I think Amazon's taking over. I literally yesterday got home to a Dove Men's Care 950 milliliter body wash from Amazon that I just ordered the day. So I was in the shower, finished it, and then just got basically immediately out of the shower or whatever. And then one of the first things on my mind, the task, went over there, put the order in, and then it was delivered, and it is what it is. And there's not even price checking.
No.
I know it's a decent price. You type it in, the AI knows it's something you've ordered in the past. The same one shows up.
It's so easy.
Price looks fine to me.
They make it too easy.
I do scan around a little bit just to see if there is maybe a little bit of a better deal somewhere, but either way, it's $1 here or there, so it's...
You probably scan more. I used to. I do not as much.
Yeah, I don't really. I just see maybe sometimes there's a 2-pack, or I don't know. But anyways, things like that, and then one thing that I'm not using enough, and I know you guys do it, is the subscription, because...
Only for a few things.
Yeah,
the things that you're getting regularly where the price is insanely consistent, you're just over the course of a year, you save a lot.
Well, the one thing, you could pretty much plan like soap because you'd be showering every day.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like all of your
toiletry
stuff, like that's an obvious
that's a
one
good
to do the subscription
one.
for. I love that. You save a few bucks at the end of the year.
If deodorant costs $8, I'd rather be stinking, says Andre.
Well,
deodorant actually I think has gone up in price. Actually,
everything's gone up in price.
Yeah, everything's
that is
gone up.
about right.
Except for Procter & Gamble's stock, I think is going down. But
true.
Are we ready to go, Fabian? I don't know if I'm hooked up or not, but all right, let's go. All right, upgrades and downgrades.
Upgrade Amazon.
Kind of an interesting list here, more so on the downgrade side of things, but we'll start here with CarMax getting an upgrade from Evercore ISI up 3.5%. Up about the same amount here is Array Technologies. They actually reported after the bell yesterday. X8 BNB Paribas upgrading this one. Harrow getting an upgrade from H.C. Wainwright, and JAMF getting an upgrade from J.P. Morgan Chase. Now, the downgrade side of things starts to get pretty interesting here, starting with Alphabet getting a downgrade from DZ Bank and a $198 price target. Cigna getting downgraded here by Bernstein. This is one of those health insurance names, but this one has been really beaten up as of late. Skyworks here down about 30% on earnings and getting a downgrade from Mizuho. So this one could be on watch. And then last but not least, for the second day in a row, Ferrari, RACE on the downgrade side of things today, guys. Back to you.
Oh, she got downgrade Ferrari. There was a conversation about Lamborghini or Ferrari here. I don't know. My brother had a Ferrari poster, and I had a Lamborghini poster when I was a kid. So that's my answer. But Race has been doing really well.
Lambos.
I mean, for the last couple of days. Like, this is a good-looking stock. Break, call it a bull flag if you want. I don't know that it's got enough on the daily chart to give it that range. But you break resistance and then hold that resistance as support. Race looks good. Slap the downgrade. I guess they figure it's gone a little too far, too fast for them, and they need to pick some more up. But yeah, this does trade primarily in Europe on the Milan exchange, keeping that in mind. But yeah, Race looks pretty good. The name on that list that I think we're a little bit more concerned with is Alphabet, which held a nice 180. We'll probably get to this at some point, but that held a nice 188 support. So the 50 period on the daily, support on the daily, as long as that's down there, gonna look for bounces off the 188. Not necessarily anything nuts. If it can take out the top, great, and you can get maybe a small fill of the gap, but that or the 188 level, it showed itself pretty cleanly, and it's a good level on the daily. So we'll watch that again. Look for that bottom on Amazon. Just be patient enough to wait for it. Took too many shots before it got there yesterday.
Fabian, let's go, when you get a second, let's change this Ferrari or Lambo when you get a second, because this Donald Trump thing is fun to do, but at the end of the day, we'll watch. Nvidia is still going higher and higher and higher right now. 127. Like, wow, what a good, apparently a good buy down at these deep seek lows. And it's not going to go good on this daily chart. You know a name that I wanted to look at right here that is like, you want to talk about something that's outperforming and really going now, Starbucks. This Starbucks trade is quite incredible off of everything, like technically. Like, because I was going to say when we were talking about NVIDIA that you always want to buy high quality names. And whether or not you think Starbucks is a high quality name, I mean, when we talk about coffee and only so many names are going to be able to be played. I mean, you do have Bros. We can actually look at the Bros chart as well. But Tim Hortons has gone to restaurant brands, so that's gone now as well as a pure play. But Starbucks, like getting off of that 200 period moving average, wow, what an opportunity there was. There was blood in the streets there. Brian Nickel comes, he was down here, but correcting actions right now as you get few quarters now under his belt and start to go higher. But again, look how far away from the 50 period moving average we are right now on Starbucks. That this could fade back if there is some kind of a problem in China or inflationary costs hit food prices again, and maybe Starbucks comes back through there. But okay, so that's just a little bit of a look there. I wanted to do something different than the upgrades, and thanks, Fabian. We'll get that in 1 second. The upgrades and downgrades had some interesting names on there, but I was just looking at Starbucks. So as Neil said, I'm going to go with. That's really nice, Fabian, that you use the American spelling of favorite. That's really cute there. No problem, my guy. Lambo and Ferrari right there. I think this is going to be close. So I throw it over to two guys on the desk, that are car enthusiasts. Where are you guys at on this poll?
Neither.
More. You have a lot more to say about this than I do.
Neither.
About Ferrari?
Well, they were saying Ferrari or Lamborghini. Neither. No. Pass. Hard pass. Hard pass.
I asked you this morning, are you a Ferrari or Lamborghini guy, Sean? You said Lamborghini, you like the Urus. I happen to agree. I just think it's an overpriced Audi. But that Parasangue, Sean, we haven't been talking about that.
Yeah.
I prefer Bitcoin or Ethereum.
Do I have to?
Either.
Cardano. You know what I mean? So, no, anyway.
Solana.
Yeah, right?
Let's go. Have a look at the market here.
All right, guys, 60.87. That's where we closed out yesterday on the ES March contract. We're already above 6,100 right now, with 61.05 being the overnight high. So we're right at that resistance level. Look, if we hold 60.87, the closing print from yesterday as support, or 6,100, we'll keep a lookout there for 61.50. We topped out there back on the 31st. If we give up 6,100, we're looking at yesterday's low, generally around that 60.50 area support.
All right, free stuff for you. As always, if you haven't done so, jump down to the description of this video. Top link in the description will get you to the sign-up page. Just enter your email address, and then we just do all your homework for you, because that's how we are. And then we just send it to you all in one neat package here. I mean, this is getting better by the minute for Roblox. I mean, it's still 18%, so ugly, but 18 is better than 30, which was this bottom here early on this morning when they first reported. There's not much good in this forecast, even a miss. I mean, it's looking pretty ugly here.
Yeah, the bookings, Brendo, that was not the good look there. They're forecasting weaker bookings than the street was expecting as well. Their daily active users dropped, guys, from around 88.9 million, almost 89 million, down to about 85.3. So a bit of a miss there. As I mentioned, the bookings, 1.36 billion. The street was looking for 1.37. But Brendo, they're still technically growing around 20%. You know, we've heard some weakness in the gaming market. Electronic Arts, EA reported a little bit a while ago, and they were talking about in-game purchasing weakness. Roblox reporting the same thing.
I'd also like to direct everyone's attention to this chart, just to remind people of, yeah, that. So it's had a little bit of a move. We're back to, what are we at right now? We're back around here so far this morning. So, I mean, a pullback needed here, Sean, kind of.
I mean, we sort of talked about this. Look, I still have a small piece of this from $30. We had talked about this during the summer. You obviously don't like to see the daily active users. That's, to me, the only problem, is that it went down. But that's ebb and flows. Like, you know, with the release of new games and things like that, this is a completely free platform. Then you do have those in-game purchases. So that is going to be a problem if those are down. But as Brendan had mentioned, like, that daily active user is 88 million, 85 million now, 83 million. Like, those are huge numbers. You have to like it. As we said before, that was such a ramp up. And right now, the fact that you're back to $62, you know, this is January 13th. So right now it's February 6th. So you're getting a pullback. You're getting a pullback into the 50-period moving average. There's actually not that many names that you can buy that I think are still high-quality names that get dipped back into the 50-period moving average just on one move like that. Generally speaking, you'll kind of like edge into it, and then you'll figure out if it wants to hold. So because it was so dramatic, I think it's worth letting this settle down. I like to use the rule of three, where you can buy it in the third day off earnings. So the first day is probably an overreaction, could go either way. You know, you saw AMD tank yesterday, then make that move up $4 or $5 to close near the highs, and we'll figure out what AMD is going to do today. But Roblox still could go down. I mean, people are very excited about this name. I think there's ultimate support here around 55. I think that's a huge buy if we can get into that level. So that might happen in the next couple days. So I'd give Roblox a chance to settle down. We like to say when there's a gap, you know, you play back to VWAP, but it's already above it. So that's, now you're going to have to like the long. So that long is here, 58, 57, 58. So for me, that's now a long, even though you're down 17%, which does go against it. I didn't check yesterday what the implied move is, but I assume I'll just do it real quick before I'll give it over to you there. All right, so let's go to today is the February the 6th. We have before market open, and I don't see Roblox on here, so I have to go like this. Time of day, BMO. Did it come to, it came today, right? It was this morning, yeah. So there's Roblox. All right, so 13%. So it's actually not too far. Last earnings report was 20%. Expected move rate now 13%, and what you're getting is 18%. So you're kind of there, you know? So let's see what happens with Roblox. That's interesting to see that it's 14% based on options. To me, that means that it might not turn around until you get up into that area. So maybe 63, 64, 65 for a short for Roblox, but honestly, I'm looking long. For a day trade, not for, I still think 55 comes. But.
When it first hit, when it was down at 50, I was like, oh yeah, 62 to 64 looks like it would be the fade zone. Because, you know, when you look at that chart and you're coming right back into this level, but it really needs to simmer down. How you trade into something matters. And the manner in which this has been bought up, I don't think you want to stand in front of it when it's already at that price. Like at the open, if it spikes a little bit, like it could go $4 or $5 the way the stock is moving around. The liquidity is just not normal on Roblox. You can also stick a fork in the notion of like the 50 level. The 50 level is what you look at the daily chart. It's kind of obvious, but we're not going to get to 50 level again. So just have to be very patient with this. I think 62 to 64 is a good curl spot. But if there's a reversion trade to be had, that means it needs to trend from the open for me, not trend from here on Roblox. So I'll probably need to sit this one out for the first little bit, and it has to move like it's probably gonna have to move 5%, and then I want to react to that move, looking for a revert, like whether it's a dip and rip or whether it's a pop and fade. I almost don't care. I just think the volatility is going to give you those type of opportunities here on Roblox, for sure. Oh, because we were talking about it. Where is it? Let me see if I can find this. Mr. Westermeyer, our good friend of the show, sent me this picture of his fake Ferrari. So I guess, Mr. Westermeyer, you were a Ferrari guy as well.
Why is that a fake Ferrari?
Body kit.
It's just you just put like a body on it, I guess. So thank you very much for sending that one in. I guess that means you're a Ferrari guy. I still pick Lamborghini because that's the one I looked at when I was a kid. So it's what it is there. But thanks, Randy.
It's all right. Actually, I like watermelon. All right, yeah, so let's go back over and discuss ARM.
All right, ARM rolling back over here right now. We had a move after the close yesterday on this report. Did end up holding some support from the past couple of days. I mean, we're just giving back essentially what happened yesterday, the gains anyways, of what happened yesterday, just back to 2 days ago here for ARM.
It's interesting here, Brendo. I mean, they did okay on the report, but the guide was a little bit light. Let's talk about it. So Q3, which is the quarter they reported for, that had about a little bit less than $1 billion in revenue, 983 million, beating the streets 9.5. They were looking for their EPS was essentially in line with estimates. They make money two ways, guys: royalties and licensing. They're not the same thing. Royalty brought in about 580, licensing brought in about 403, so not evenly split. Both grew markedly year over year, with royalties growing a bit faster at 23% and licensing about 14%. But that's kind of where it all falls apart. That Q4 revenue guidance was at the midpoint, and their full year 2025 guidance missed a little bit, despite the fact it would have been 24% year over year growth. EPS as well for the full year 2025, a little late.
One of those days with analysts on ARM maintaining or even raising price targets, guys. So they seem to still have some confidence here even after this.
Yeah, which is great. I think all the rules normally apply in terms of let it settle down for a couple of days, but it hasn't really broken too badly the upward trend that it's been on. Although I do kind of think it loses it today. It looks like it wants to. That would be this 163. I have 159 marked off, and then 55 looks like a pretty good level as well. Like I'm gonna be looking for a bounce play. Like you saw AMD was able to bounce. I thought this might have ended up closer to 10% down when we sat down this morning after the initial reaction. That didn't happen, so I'm going to have to be patient looking for the revert here on ARM. I feel as if at the open, I'll be looking a little bit closer to Nvidia than I will ARM, because Nvidia's got a break of 129. Nvidia's got dips into prior close. It's got dips into 122. There's just so many more immediate levels that Nvidia has, whereas ARM, I'm looking for that dip into 59 in curl. If it loses 59, I'm looking for 155. But Nvidia's got lots going, breakouts, shallow dips, deep dips. Take everything on Nvidia to the long side.
Yeah, Nvidia, the sticky note's going to go out right now. Nvidia is going to be the #1 trade on there again. I really like this long buy back into 125. So anything here, I'm already bidding 126 on Nvidia. Look, man, a lot of people were excited about ARM. You can't be happy with it, down 6%. But I mean, we've seen worse trades than this for sure. You are coming into a level that should be supported. We'll see if it holds it, man. I mean, right there off the open, this actually looks like a break lower and then an absolute crash coming for ARM. That's what this looks like for me. Does not hold VWAP, does not hold the 50-period moving average. We talk about how you want to fade it back into VWAP. This could be that play if we don't get down, and then you can get out on the 200-period moving average. Just as forget about. I didn't dissect the numbers. I don't know. It doesn't, to me, that doesn't really matter. It's just a matter of, can you hold this level right here? You could see it was excited yesterday off the open. Can it hold it here? It's a little choppy. I feel like, the ultimate break is going to be 162. But you can almost take it almost right off the open, 163. But yeah, 162 short on ARM, to me, looks like that could be, the best trade of the day. So we'll have to wait to see on that one. If it does go the other way, and like I said, I'm just looking at the chart. If it does happen to go the other way, then you don't want to hold it through the 200-period moving average, because then it could be that rocket ship, right? So not knowing the numbers, back and forth, I think this looks like a short. And to me, it's one of the better opportunities. And maybe I'll add this to the sticky note as well, because that looks like a very, very good breakdown there of 162, 163 on ARM.
Session lows right now, 5.5% after a quick turnaround last night or evening after the close. 180 ended up being a bit of resistance here. I mean, same kind of story here as far as analysts are concerned this morning. Coming off this report, a lot of analysts maintaining where they already were, or maybe even a price target bump here from Qualcomm.
And they're down 5 and change, but when you look at the report, it's not all that bad. For the current quarter that we're in right now, they beat everywhere. They beat on EPS, they beat on revenue, net income, Brendo up 15% year over year. They've taken home about $3.25 billion. The Q2 guidance, though, there was a midpoint. So the revenue, 10.2 to 11 billion. The street was looking for around 10 1/3, so it's a midpoint there. EPS, well above the estimates of 2.69, even the lower part of the midpoint there. Their growth areas, strictly chip sales obviously for mobile devices, mobile handsets, automotive, Internet of Things business. They're all growing year over year nicely. Some of the other possible growth drivers that we haven't really experienced yet is the launch of DeepSeek and how that could possibly, run more efficiently on these Qualcomm chips, which is what some analysts have been saying. One last part, Brendo, the smart glasses boom, the Snapdragon processors being used in the Ray-Ban Meta glasses, which is doing well.
Yeah, and more to come on that note, I feel as well. I mean, Zuck said on their call, this is the year that we'll see whether or not that form factor, the glasses form factor, is going to be the be-all and end-all for going forward. But, I mean, this is weak, definitely.
Yeah, that's a daily chart that doesn't look like it doesn't look very bullish here on Qualcomm. We were talking about this in the afternoon. There's just been somebody that every time it got to 175 and above, there's been a lot of selling. There's a 200-period moving average. You can see the reaction it's had every single time. It was another failure. They did the fake out above that price to trap some longs, and now you're breaking underneath that prior support. It just doesn't look. Just nothing about it looks good. I think this is, I can't really talk way into it being a long. I think a lot of times with a stock like this, it doesn't do a ton of volume. You need to see it open up. Anything can happen when real volume comes in, especially at the open. But this prior low, like yesterday's low before earnings, is right here at $170. I just think as long as it's under that, you're looking continuation short. Even if it were to pop above, I'd still be looking for a mean reversion short. That said, I'm just going to quickly take you to AMD. AMD has a similar thing going, which I think could get tested right away at a 112. Like if this fails a 112 top, I'd probably look for a reversion there too. So yeah, I don't like Qualcomm at all. That is a nasty looking wick on the daily chart where I'd be looking for continuation shorts in the next couple of days until proven otherwise. What is not a short, or at least what is not a stock that is down, is Peloton. Of all of the things to be up today, where Roblox got rugged, where Qualcomm is down, where ARM is down, Peloton takes the cake.
Expected no one. Very strange, but yeah, good look. I mean, 17% here, right at session highs, essentially $9 coming into play. That said, I mean, there's not a lot of volume behind this move this morning. It was kind of a liquidity thing, it seems, anyways. But a lot of good things to talk about here for Peloton.
Yeah, no, Brendo, they're increasing their profit forecast for the next coming quarter. That's always what you want to hear. They're looking at making about $300 to $350 million in profit. That's up from the estimate of 240 to 290. So good look there. Peter Stern, which was also, he's the new CEO. He was also formerly a Ford and Apple executive. He's been leading the recovery here, and his focus has primarily been on shifting this from a hardware company with bikes and treadmills into a software for a service company based on subscriptions. They're looking to boost up their members there from 2.75 to 2.79 million, which would be about a 55,000 increase.
It's interesting from the standpoint that we've seen this kind of quiet down a little bit. There was a ton of bad press, and then it kind of went away, and then nobody was talking about it for a period of time. But clearly, people still using their Peloton.
Well, when babies, they don't fall under the treadmill, you don't get as much bad press.
Yeah, but I mean, you were saying this morning, great experience.
Yes. It's at my condo, and it's quite robust. I'm just comparing it to the spin bikes that we have at the gym.
Yeah.
It's far better, but better quality. Obviously, the experience with the screen makes it a lot better, as well as an individual, not with a class.
Yeah, so. And I think that's the key. The interactive part of the class, it makes it so much more enjoyable and so much more attainable anyway. Sean, your experience for Peloton?
Yeah, I mean, we have Peloton. Even my kids go on there, but we stopped subscribing to the service because we don't use it as much anymore. But I've always said that it was a good quality bike, so it's nice to hear that from Sharif that maybe has some more experience in that. And I think that people pay up for quality equipment. Obviously, people are saying like, oh, my Peloton's depreciated. Okay, so what piece of equipment, like if you go to the car dealership and you buy a car and you drive it literally just off the lot, or the minute you sign that paper, it automatically loses a certain percentage, right? So for me, the resale value of all of that, I think the fact that maybe they're cheaper on the resale side is better for Peloton because, like we said, they're going into they are a software as service because that's what you're paying for. You're paying for that experience of having the coaching and just being part of something. And even when I was on it, there's certain, I forget the guy's name, but there were certain ones that you would try to follow. Either they would listen to the music that you like, or and there's even like it can be fun. Like there can be, some of them are maybe a little more over the top than others. Anyways, I like Peloton there. There is that short float. I don't know what's going on over there, but what was in the eggs this morning over there?
Okay.
Some yelping going on. But no, I think, if you just trade Peloton with an earnings idea, that is better. Come back in, watch the 200, watch VWAP. So I think right into there makes a lot of sense. So this is where I think it's a buy zone. But again, I could see this name again. I just closed the daily chart. It hasn't been performing well at the end of the day, right? And so you do get a nice move up right here, but it's been weak. And just kind of a relief rally. For me, it's still sell, but for today, again, I think it's a dip buy. It's not really on my radar.
Yeah, I think Roblox looks like a better volume play for sure. But another thing to watch here today is Hive Digital Technologies, HIVE on the NASDAQ, pioneering the digital transformation through through sustainable AI solutions and Bitcoin mining. A global leader in cutting-edge data center operations with over 2,700 Bitcoin on their balance sheet, Hive consistently tops the industry in Bitcoin mined per exahash and is redefining the future by powering the world's most transformative technologies with efficient, green, and clean energy. Learn more by following them at Hive Digital Tech or at hivedigitaltech.com and sign up for the Hive newsletter for updates. Scan the QR code you see in front of you. Yeah, for Peloton, I'm with you, Sean. If you're not gonna break away from the 50 period and kind of take out some local highs, I feel like it's already done a really good move, and now you're into a bit of a chop zone. So when I sat down, I kind of thought like 850 would be a thing. Like, well, it was more 840 down in here, and then Roblox came out, and then that volume kind of took the attention and stole the show. That 950 is a pretty big level. I mean, if it can find buyers above that, but now we're talking about being 10% away from that price here on Peloton. It's a good rally, no questions asked. It's also a mean revert, so I think for the next couple of days, if it could stair-step up, maybe you look for a nice little bit of a dip. I think I actually just heard something about Peloton.
The CFO just said that none of their hardware is subject to tariffs, meaning
okay.
I guess that they're all either not from China or Canada or Mexico, I guess, for now.
Good to know. Didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Peloton.
Get your Peloton immediately. Okay, so Amazon is tonight. Will it follow some of these other, mega CapEx spending spree names and go to the downside, or will we get a little bit of a different move on Amazon? Let's go hear what the guys think.
Session highs right now for Amazon.
Mute, Brendo. Yep.
How? There we go.
Hey.
Take two. Testing session highs right now for Amazon coming up after the close tonight. Looks pretty good right now, 0.8%. I mean, there's not, you and I were just talking about this. Never fear, because Remarkable Alexa is coming. I don't know what that means, but it's going to be $10 a month for Remarkable Alexa.
You know what, Brendo? If I can have the same kind of conversation with it that I do with the ChatGPT voice agent on the advanced one, I'd pay that $10 a month because I've recaptured my time now in the car. I'm able to have conversations and learn. But here's what we're expecting from Amazon today, guys. EPS of $1.49. That would be up from $1 last year, and an eye-watering revenue of $187.3 billion, up from $170. These are all expected numbers, but we're all going to be focused, as I mentioned earlier, on AWS. We saw how Azure did. We saw how Google Cloud did. Both missed expectations. AWS, I believe, the largest of the three, so we'll have to see how they do today. And secondly, here we are going to look for how much AI spend that they're going to be spending in 2025, with DeepSeek putting capex in focus. The street's expecting about $75 billion. Last but not least, Brendo, one risk factor here: China-based sellers drive a large portion of Amazon's third-party sales and ad revenue, and that could be possibly tailored back a little bit with the new 10% tariffs on China.
We'll see. Lots of question marks around that report coming up tonight. I was just reading through this note. It doesn't say anything about Anthropic specifically, but major AI upgrades. So if they just plug it straight into Anthropic, it might be remarkable.
Well, you have Anthropic. How about that?
I don't know. We'll see.
Well, look, Amazon, it's often that we don't usually heavily trade the stocks prior to earnings that day. Amazon being a big cap, one of the Mag 7, maybe it deserves an exception. And I understand you had some volatility in it. I'm thinking inside day on Amazon. And I was sort of saying it's not an inside day, like it won't break yesterday's range. But in terms of the range for the last week, I just sort of think if it gets up to 42, I'm fading. If it gets down to 32, I want to be long. I'd rather be involved, and we mentioned this a couple times. I'm looking at Google and Apple, or Alphabet and Apple. Go with the other A's today, because Apple showed us twice you've been able to work longs off 26, higher lows, trending up all day long, 2 days in a row. So I want to look for a continuation, but this time I think it can go higher, start higher. Either just a clean break through the quarter, the 33 quarter, or we can dip back into this. I mean, you've got 28.5 here. You've also got the 30 level. So I want to take the stairs up on Apple today. And then for Alphabet, who they did maintain their CapEx spend, obviously, that the market didn't like that. Well, what do you want them to do? Like miss? Amazon's gonna spend like gangbusters too, and we're gonna find that out tonight. But yeah, I like 188 on Google. Again, it's good support on the daily chart. It's the 50 period on the daily. It's where it bounced yesterday. I'll look for a similar move on that. So yeah, it's Alphabet and Google for me. And we didn't even talk about Tesla and that 375.
That's
just very quickly here. Tesla finally broke underneath 375. We have 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, lots of time.
Yeah, we broke under 375 on Tesla. It's a bit of a double bottom on this 15-minute. And we actually ticked 375. We come to the chart here. We ticked 375 in the pre-market as a high. So that's an easy over-under for me. As long as we hold underneath 375, looking shorts, if it breaks, maybe gets above 76, I think you gotta, you give that one up. And it's even got a 370 break to the downside, kind of diddling in the middle of that $5 range, which is normal for Tesla, each $5 being significant. So yeah, Amazon, it's going to be wild in the aftermarket show tonight. That's why you got the Murderer's Row ready for earnings, but I'm going to be trading other things today in Mag 7 land.
Yeah, I mean, I like Amazon. I already posted out that I was a little bit worried about it because of that exact fact that we already had that huge CapEx spend, and some of those names have been hit with it right now. Oh, those of you that are asking, there was like a little sort of a coup developing because we were late on getting the sticky note out. I do appreciate that. I appreciate all the support, but it's out now. It was out 12 minutes ago. Sorry for the delay there with that one. But we have Big Bear AI on this name, and there it is right there, BBAI, 750 long. They had the Department of Defense yesterday, contract yesterday, looking for that top break, and there it is. And we also posted up that we just took it. So yesterday we talked about missing on one of those stocks. We posted our losses. I'm posting this up right now. We're in this name right now. So there it is, up 6% right now. Let's talk about where we're wrong on this name. And I said to you before, if you punch this long, it's not early. The problem is that we just had the imbalances come out. So let's just look at those real quick. I'm not in a lot of shares. We're not taking breakout trades with a lot of shares anymore, especially in this earnings season. This will be a little different because it is not an earnings name, but is it even on here is what I was looking for.
I don't see it.
But Google sell there, Goog sell, Goog L was a buy, so that's interesting. But Nvidia also a buy. This is what's on the early imbalance that just got released right now with 3 minutes to go. Okay, so I was going to say 200 period moving average. We held it right there. That's down at 725. So a break below 720, I think we can get out of this one, and then an average at 730, and that's Big Bear AI. I have to be in this name for a 30-cent risk all day on this name. So we'll put another bid down there. Oh, it's a New York name. Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah,
I thought
that
it was
messed me up, man.
Nah, I was looking for it on the NASDAQ imbalances, but it doesn't matter. Big Bear AI downside right now, but upside on the day. And I was actually looking at this. There's a lot of volume going through on Fannie and Freddie. It's up 13% today.
Oh, shoot.
So
news?
I don't know. I sometimes traded. I was actually red on the pink sheets last month, so I don't know. It's been a little bit tough on that one, but up 13%. Again, that's it was one of those things that Trump had talked about in his past presidency, and then a little bit this time around as well, trying to maybe bring this name back public. So we'll have to wait to see if that winds up happening. Fannie Mae or not public, but there's a special dividend there that could get released. Bill Ackman is the guy.
Nvidia was Nvidia was a 400,000 buy, just kind of pared down to 160. Uber is still here for about 400,000 to the buy side. I saw, Roblox was there, but I do not see Roblox. Yeah, I don't see Roblox anymore. Roblox was on the imbalance locator. I'm not really seeing it. You're seeing a little bit of a drop. Remember, Roblox down 19%. After the daily active users miss there.
Oh my God,
so
look at ours.
It's trying to pull right back into VWAP as we speak. Nvidia, another high already on Nvidia.
Oh God.
Okay, so Nvidia keeps on.
What the?
Yeah, it keeps on moving. We'll have to go moving target on this because as long as it breaks out these highs, the dip buy, relatively speaking, probably going to end up a little bit higher than what we had anticipated. So Nvidia 2% looking very strong. Tesla's at 372 chilling. What else was something else we wanted to be able to look at? Peloton, which is another earnings name, that actually just broke back above 9, so it doesn't want anything to do with VWAP yet. Very, very strong name as well. With less than 1 minute to go.
Correctamundo there. I've asked for Randy for a reload. So,
Yeah.
all right. So basically, ARM is doing what we thought it would do. I said it's going to break that 162. It looks like it's doing it right now. Volume is okay here. I just think this could be a wild one off the open. So I love this short here, but it's already breaking. So, I like it. I like it up to 166. I'm not going to take it though. On earnings, it's just something to look at for me. Nvidia is going to be on play, and then Big Bear. So those are the two names right now with only 15 seconds left. Where's Adara? There she comes right now. So let's get ready to rock and roll. I believe the bell will be brought to you by Worksport. There it is. NASDAQ WKSP. Check that symbol out. We want to thank Worksport for that. 2 and 1. All right. Thank you, Adara, as we are ready to go here. So U.S. markets now open. I'm going to continue to watch out for my good friend here, and that is Nvidia. It's been a good stock for me recently, so we're going to wait to see what happens. Now breaking back down through 127 now. I'm bidding 126.50. That's where VWAP is. If we could get a fill down into there, we'll take it. We'll start a small bid right now at 77 just to see. So there it is, a small bid right now. Thank you, Randy. That was great. That was real quick. I don't like that you made them the things red, but that's okay. We'll go with that for now.
Oh, let me just, sorry.
All right, just a quick little 30-cent winner right now for Nvidia. That was real quick. We take a piece out there at 127, 127.05, and then the move comes back down a little bit. We're still bidding 126.50 for Nvidia. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, oh wow, Tesla making a power move is it's right at that 375. It holds over 375. It's got to be a long. What's going on with my Roblox chart? All right, Roblox is making a, you guys can't see that there. Roblox is making a bounce here into 62 off of VWAP. Load. I don't want to get off Tesla on my other chart, so I'm going to let this one load up. But Roblox down to 18%, I do believe, at this moment, and making a bounce off of VWAP. So it looks like, for now, looking pretty good. I thought we'd get a print in the 50s for reversion. It is short sell restricted, remember. So every bounce is, in fact, an SSR bounce. Tesla Tesla fades at 375. I'm on the bid of Nvidia as well, but I have not been filled yet on NVDA.
There goes Big Bear.
Yeah, it just broke VWAP a little bit and held that 126.
All right, so we got filled on Nvidia. Right now, look at Big Bear AI, man. Let's go, man. This is another one of those sticky note plays that we had talked about. Oh, that's IBIT, sorry. We're in IBIT as well. There's Big Bear AI up to 80s now. So this one's starting to go just a little bit. We'll get something out at 79. We don't trade these the absolute best. So if you're getting out of these after me, then that's fine. We're just in it right now. We're going to see what winds up happening here with, of course, Big Bear AI. So here we go, man. Nice move up. We just got, we did not get filled at 79. Let's see if we do, though. Big Bear AI on my mind now. Nvidia, we're long right here. IBIT at 55.75. That looks like it wants to go. Big Bear just faded off of that level. So a lot happening for me. What are you? And you just got the Nvidia along with me.
Just Nvidia, but here comes, wow, it's going to blow out the top here on Roblox. Peloton already blew out the top. Roblox looks like it wants to do so, but Nvidia, as quick as it bounces to 127, I have a 3-minute chart up. That's why you're not seeing much action here, but it just bounced once off VWAP, got to 27s, pull back. It's trying to hold on to 126.3. If it loses 126, I back off till 125. Okay, here comes Tesla. Everybody, Tesla's about to break 370. So 371 on the bid, 370 breaks. We'll look for the break short. Everybody hit the like and subscribe. If you got any symbols you want us to go over or something we're missing, you got to be in the chat to do it. And if you want to be in the chat, it's a subs-only chat. So hit that like, hit that subscribe. Hey, maybe Tesla will bounce off 370 if it gets enough love. Weekday for them, but the market's kind of flat, so you got to be in the right stocks. NVIDIA's trying to bounce. Peloton is absolutely flying. All right,
IBIT is flying. Bitcoin right now, yeah, good call over there. Bitcoin right now is like Tank City, or getting to the high side. Not Tank City, opposite of Tank City. Nice move for Bitcoin. Neil, we are on fire right now. We've got IBIT, we've got Nvidia, and we've got Big Bear AI, which just comes all the way back again. So watch out for Big Bear trying to do some Big Bear things right now. So a good little trade there. Now 30 cents in the money on BBAI as we get our inner Sharif here with some of these low floaters there. But nice little move there for Big Bear AI. Well traded to the top side there. But we're crushing IBIT right now. What up to Joe as well. 30 cents in the money right now on IBIT. And again, we posted this exact price that we're long. Go check it out on the sticky note at Trader TV. Sean, Dara?
Just be aware here. These comments came out right after the bell. Not much of a move here in the market. Sorry, right before the bell. Basically, Donald Trump apparently said, quote, "We will drive the price of oil down. Everything will follow." So keep an eye on oil. It's not really moving much here, but it is worth noting that that comment was made by President Donald Trump. Back to you.
Okay, driving the price down of oil.
That's not helping our investments, but okay, it is
not helping me.
Well, you know what it is.
Well, whatever. I don't mind a lower price at the pump.
Yeah, ultimately you win with a lower price at the pump. So I'm not really hating on that whatsoever. Right. Just a quick look on Apple. I want to get away from this Tesla. Apple, I thought we were getting down to 230, still bidding it. I want to try to be patient with this, but the dip, not really that far. Only looking at longs right now in Apple. If we end up holding 231, might just have to take that trade. Tesla is still not breaking 370, but it is getting really close. Here comes Nvidia for another salvo down at 126, however. So it bounced a couple times off VWAP, looking for the next available bounce. Been fortunate to be able to catch it at the right levels, but you're falling like a little bit of a rock here on Nvidia. And Tesla is about to break 370. So I might have my first short of the day in about $1 there on Tesla, but watch out for this Nvidia as it runs into the pre-market lows.
Yeah, we're doing the same kind of issues here with Nvidia, but we have, I mean, IBIT right now is really rocking. So IBIT to that top side right now, right into pre-market highs. We're getting lighter on that one, but we're getting heavier on Nvidia right now as Nvidia down into 126. We wrote down 125 to 126 as levels that we liked here for Nvidia. So I'm not going to panic yet. We're kind of just right into where we need to be for me on NVDA. We actually just missed that dip buy. There we go. Now we'll get some. We'll try some more at 125. I mean, I just, looking at this, it's now below the 200 period moving average, so that's not great. Initially, when we liked it, it was kind of playing off the close yesterday, that high. I mean, the close yesterday influenced, of course, by the market on close and balances, but 125 and change, I think we'll see if it can hold. So that's going to be a level for me for interest right now in the crypto space. In Nvidia, crypto space is going real well, man. That's now 50 cents in the money. So one's going to be a winner, one's going to be a loser there. And we were able to get some big bear AI out at the top, and then we just took more down. Oops, I keep forgetting that's New York name. We just took more down here, but if it does break that 720 area, then we're gone. We talked about that big bear AI. Now long at 735.
Yeah, big bear doing big things. Roblox still with an inside move. This was the area where we wanted to be able to fade it, but if it doesn't do a pop, we're not going to get that fade unless it breaks down. Tesla is really, really teetering on the cusp of that 370 level. It doesn't seem to want to bounce. I still have the order to break short on Tesla. It's the kind of thing that you don't want to miss if it does go. It is the one short that I'm looking at, and it looks like it's about to break any second now. So 370, it won't matter how many shares are on the bid of Tesla. It should be able to get through that. So Nvidia pressing into that 125. I haven't added in front of the 25 yet, kind of backing off and waiting for it to bounce. There is the break on Tesla. I did not get filled.
Oh, what did it break down, right?
Wow. Okay. Really? I didn't get filled at all there on Tesla. Okay, I'll leave it in. Pick me up. Pick me up.
Pick me up.
No, did not get picked up. You've got to be kidding me, Tesla. All right, I'm gonna leave it in there, see if we still can't get a fill, or maybe even just weasel in at like the 50 level or something. But Tesla with the breakdown. Nvidia's at least trying to bounce, so that's pretty good. But Tesla still heading to the downside. Apple also breaking higher, so Apple's very close to its breakout, 33.25 as well. Gonna have to get on the bid of that. There's only so long I'm sitting on the offer of that stock. It already went down like $1.50. I'm not gonna sit there forever waiting for it.
Make sure you guys do like and subscribe. There's that Tesla. We said 376. You know the high was 375.80 or something like that. We should have taken that Tesla short. We did not. We are too obsessed with everything else. Nvidia 125 to 126 long. We're long 126 right now. The price is at 126. Let's see. There's Big Bear. We talked about that one. We have IBIT 55.75 as well. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. By the way, just share the stream. I mean, the more people that we get on here, the more ideas, the better. Neil and I always looking up there at the chat. Okay, so here's Big Bear. We're long at 730. We just got some more out at VWAP, 750, 746. This name is wild as it comes right back there to the upside. But watch out now. We're at the 200 period. If this breaks below right now, we are out. So Big Bear, not that stock that we had hoped it would be. I hoped it would sort of make that move now off there, but a couple good outs. We'll lose on it if it does wind up going down, but very, very small amounts because, again, take the shot on Big Bear AI. It moved yesterday, not today. There it goes. We should be out Okay, so breaking of 715. We don't use the exact bottom, so a couple more pennies and we're out of that one. IBIT really working out for us, man, but Bitcoin just stopped again. Did not get to 99,000. That was a good move up there. We're starting to get lighter on this name. We're out of half of it, but I think it might be time to get out of even more right now on IBIT. So just a little bit of, okay, here we go. We'll take some 06s. There it is. So we'll take a little bit out right there. Let's put something again at this high, 56.20 or so. Here it comes right back up. So we'll take another piece out here on IBIT as it retraces just a little bit through. So still in big bear and really just waiting to see. Here comes IBIT. Nice move there. Back up to the upside. We'll see if Nvidia wants to hold this level. We just picked it up again at the bottom there. So we'll see. But so far, so good here on the pickup for NVDA. Yeah,
it's starting to give a little bit of a curl there. There's your wick bottom and first green candle. Okay, well, it hasn't closed yet, but it looks like it could be your first green candle on NVIDIA. There's your wick bottom and the higher low. It did manage to hold that afternoon high in pre-market levels, at least for now. We're into Tesla. I like VWAP. We'll try to get some out at VWAP on NVIDIA, but Tesla picked it up at 69 even. If it breaks 370 to the upside, I'll get out and wait for VWAP on that. We are going to Adara, however, at the desk.
Keep an eye here on RNAZ. This company is called Transcode Therapeutics. It's rallied in the past, including over the last couple of days. Basically, what happened here was they announced they've completed their cohort 3 initial dosing for one of their drug candidates. So update here on one of their drug trials. Also, RNAZ worth noting 660,000 share float. So that is a very small float with a market cap, with a short float here of 11.6%. So small float, even smaller short float. Guys, back to you.
I'm still in many positions here. As I noticed, was thinking about getting some more NVIDIA in and around this area, so we'll just pick something up here in the 70s again, as it's just doing its own little dance there. We did get out some more IBIT. Let's try to look around to see if there's anything else going on. What's going on in the second day play here with advanced micro devices? So we're long NVIDIA, fine. Apparently crude's going to the downside. We'll figure out what's going on there. President Trump, of course, came through and sort of shot some cold water on that. They're talking about driving down the price of oil, which is kind of crazy. We'll see how they're going to drive it down. I mean, are they going to just fill up the reserves? I don't. Maybe that is what the play is. I don't actually know what the situation on the reserves are right now. So there we go. USO looking like it wants to move down, but not that much. All right, IBIT pulling back and Big Bear doing not much. So it looks like a little bit of a move there for AMD. Big Bear just holding out. Look what it did again. I didn't get anything out. We could have. Like if I want to take 10 cents, then we could take 10 cents there. For me, I'd rather lose that 10 cents than take the 10 cents. I know that sounds crazy, but here it goes. So, crazy is as crazy does because it looks like we're going to lose it. But I'm here for the win. And if it comes back down, and it will be a small hit, but a hit nonetheless, there it goes. Big Bear AI, a fail, but I feel fine with it. We did have that chance to take the profit. So, here comes NVIDIA, by the way.
The QNMT, that's that biotech. I just got stopped at NVIDIA at that local high. We're going to get to Roblox in a second because that's about to revert its trend. I was looking for it to get to 64 and do any kind of a mean reversion, but it's QNMT, or QMNT, sorry. QMNT, I'm pretty sure that's right, with the halt. I'm just going to go to my halt scanner. Yeah, QNMT with the halt, with a halt. But my eyes are going to be on Roblox here. If it doesn't break a local high, this is now a couple of higher lows that it's put in. You break underneath the trend line. I'm looking for a trend reversion to the short side. That's the quick little plan there. QNMT, I'll give you guys the tap is 1320. That's the theoretical auction price. If they open it now, it would open at 1320. NVIDIA, at least initially, broke the prior bar low. It's still trending down. We tried it a couple times on the bounce. It got over VWAP once to start taking it out, but now you're really trending to the downside. Got to be able to break the trend, or we don't want to stick back into NVIDIA. Tesla. Tesla's it hasn't been that easy to get filled short. So I missed the punch at 70s. It then did this move where it tried to break back up to 70 and broke back down under. You can see I literally had 3 separate orders where I was trying to get short. I got one fill, and it's continuing to head down. I like 365. The weird thing about Tesla is I was sort of saying yesterday, I kind of feel it's entering into a buy area on the chart. Exactly. Like this range in here, like 362 and a half, it's a big range to 330, but 362, 363 was a pretty big level there in the resistance. So I like this 65 for now. And it's a trend in, trend out situation for me. So there's your break of VWAP. If we break the trend back up, I want to be able to get out. But yeah, I think Tesla's getting into a buy zone. We'll see if I can get that Roblox mean revert. And Peloton, maybe that was the one. Peloton, VWAP, it's bounced VWAP a couple times now and looking pretty strong. 24% to the upside. I really thought Roblox was going to give you that kind of a reversion play, but it's Peloton that gave you the pullback and then the nice reverse to the upside. Should have been on that one instead.
All right, we have a big move happening in Nvidia. Hopefully we do get that move back up. We did buy the dip. We're just flat in it. I don't know if it's a big move or not, but the futures right now are really starting to pop higher now. So good move now for the futures. Let's see if it can hold it. Looks like it wants to, but there it is. Fail again, doesn't even get to the 200 period moving average. So let's go for a little bit there on Nvidia. Hopefully we can get back up there, climb through that 126 area. We'll take another out in and around there. And then after that, man, we'll see if we can fly. That 200 period moving average isn't a horrible spot for us. That's 126.17s. So we'll get a piece out there. And then after that, we'll see if we can hold. Big move right now happening on Nvidia for us. We lost on Big Bear, but not much. IBIT also, nice trade to the upside, getting out. We talked about being out a half, then we got that fill. So we still do have 30%. It could be a good reload spot, and actually it is right now for IBIT. Is that a call for Adara? Nope. Okay. IBIT 55.75. I still want to buy more of that. I actually didn't even realize it went down there because I was looking at Nvidia. So we'll put another bid there. I still like the stock, but oh boy, are we getting excited right now because here goes Nvidia. So good trade there. We're now 70 cents in the money on a very good position for us on Nvidia. The number one trade for me today was Tesla. Glad Neil has that. And then Nvidia.
Oh, we just covered it. Just wick 37.
Okay, good.
Just wick 67. Come back here for Tesla. If it gets to VWAP, I still want to fade it. It just wicked the 67 level. Keep saying 37 for some reason, but it just wicked that. I'm going to try to get back in if it gives you VWAP, if it gives you 370. I still like the trend to the downside. Roblox is also trying to break trend, upward trend. So couple of higher lows. It's only like 15 minutes in. That said, Roblox down 15% when it was down 30. We're expecting a lot. I'm expecting a lot of volatility in this name to give us some chances. So even like a quick little move back into VWAP is like $3 here back into VWAP if it closes underneath that trend line. All right, let's go out, Apple. At some point, Apple, you can't go up forever. All right? That's me canceling all of my bids that I was trying to get Apple while we were trading Tesla. But at some point, it is going to dip, and when Apple decides it wants to dip, I will be here for it. So maybe it's 33, maybe it's VWAP, maybe it's 32.5. Point is, I almost don't care. We're just going to get the long at some point in Apple. That's a fail. Said we liked that, and we weren't going to trade any Amazon, and Apple was right there for us while we were staring down Tesla.
Yeah, no, that happens. Like I was saying even about IBIT there for me, like we missed the reload there because we were looking somewhere else. And I mean, that's, we're trying to host here. We're trying to drink some coffee, have some water, listen to my guy Sharif over here having some technical difficulties. I hope he gets that all sorted out. Yeah, so we're just chilling right now. We're only at half of our daily goal right now, and it's all because of Nvidia. Big Bear AI and IBIT are basically flattening each other out right now. So Nvidia is the money maker here as it starts to go. We are now officially, I know, a good trade by Neil there with Tesla, but we are now $1 in the money. And again, it's not like we posted up here, and I'm going to keep showing this because, again, we have record views, and there seem to have been some people that were demanding that I get this out a little bit earlier today. Between 125 and 126 are my long opportunities there for Nvidia. So where are we long at? We've got finally, I'm just going to hit the sirens. We have the price we want. We have the exact price that we wrote down. So there it goes, man. $1 in the money now off of that play. So we're really happy with it. Bottom of the day, back to VWAP. We take it out. You're going to notice that we do get a lot of prints there at the 200 period. Now let's see if it can fly. We still have about 40% of this name, but that's going to be minus some shares right now as we take it out at 248. There it goes, man. Oh yeah, Neil. It's another one today for us there with Nvidia, man. We love these names. We love the names that are moving, the Robloxes, the Teslas of the world, the Nvidias of the world.
Peloton, too.
The Pelotons, the Big Bears, the IBITs. I mean, it don't stop.
The qubits.
Yeah, man,
wait
the
a minute.
qubits, whatever,
I actually don't even.
everything else.
I don't even know if that's running. And apparently, I see in the chat there, Fannie Mae is running. I know you were mentioning.
Yeah, I haven't.
I don't know if there was any news, but Fannie is making a run. SMCI apparently is going. So I did get into Roblox here on a trend reverse. Going to look for the even dollar levels, like 62 and 61. It's very convenient in that both, like 61 is going to be VWAP. 60 is the opening range bottom. So I think that gives us some obvious targets to work off. ARM is running. ARM, no way. ARM didn't get down to.
What happened to ARM?
Yeah, ARM.
I had it 62 fail.
ARM bounced
But
like
did it bounce?
exactly. I mean, like exactly off of the low from yesterday in the afternoon show. That's very clean. That is a miss. Whatever. I didn't like it as much. So what? It is what it is. ARM now bouncing higher. I'm going to make a guess that AMD, let me go over to AMD here. Yeah, AMD did it as well. Like AMD just failed the 112 level. So
yeah.
a couple of other semi names are pretty much on schedule. Like AMD found resistance, not an obvious place, prior support into resistance. I kind of like that stock short too, but I want to get back into Tesla, and we are into Roblox. You got to prioritize. Like I felt Roblox was going to be a little bit more violent this morning, so I've had level 2 dedicated to it, and so far it hasn't done that much, and we're into it for the first time here. Let me give this to the 64. If we're playing every even dollar, I'm giving it to just above the 64. Not exactly an even dollar stop on this name. And Tesla, well, I guess maybe that wasn't a bounce on Tesla. I still think the low 360s are a buy zone on the daily chart, but Tesla doesn't seem to want to get back into VWAP, at least not yet.
I like Tesla. I think, we always trying to trade names, like we say, that have those catalysts behind it. So we'll see if Tesla can get going through those levels or not. Of course, we do have, I think, this Nvidia is going to be the one here for me today. It already has been the one. Let's see if it can continue though. Right now, not certain. Nothing certain here in the market, but I just think that if we continue to have that CapEx talk, and if we continue to anoint winners and losers here, I think that these guys are a winner. So there it goes, man. Back up to the upside. Make sure you do hit the like and subscribe, or the Chilean nightmare will become a Chilean nightmare. All right, here we go. 126. Yeah, thanks, Fabian, for always reminding. That is for sure. We're busy guys right there, Neil. And when we've got $1.34 in the money and approaching our daily goal right now, it took a little longer than expected today, 9:52, but it's a good day so far here. For us in the market as Nvidia, man, we just follow. All we do is follow the rules. We put down prices, we like them. We put down Tesla 376 as a short, right? That high got to 375 and a change. Should have been there. Neil had it. Great trade there. Apple now, Roblox. Like, we're trading the names. What is going on with Big Bear AI? Neil already looked at ARM. I like that. So Big Bear failed a little bit. You already looked at that QNTM. I looked at Starbucks. I thought Starbucks could pull back a little bit. Not that it was going to pull back
open
today.
now.
What's open? Oh, QNTM.
QNTM is open and continuing to go higher. Remember, this is it's like a biopharma. It's not like a typical quantum. It's not a quantum name. It just says quantum in the title. But a nice little breakout. If it can hold the whole price, it's usually a good sign. Very thin despite all that volume. So be careful. There's not much of a bid on this thing at all. So if it flushes, that can halt down really easily. Apple, we bought the dip out in front of the prior high on Apple for the first time here today. So there's the prior high. It's like 232.80 or so. So we're going to give it back into that range on Apple. Tesla is still hunting for the downside. It can't get to VWAP here. So that looks like a bottoming tail candle. I'd like to think that could get it back in, maybe retest that 370, but we might not be able to get that one. Roblox just tagged 62 and trying to get down to 61. Cancel my offer there. Come back up to 63, we'll make a judgment call. So reversion to VWAP. Trend reversion to VWAP. This stock has been holding VWAP since 8:15. It's been bouncing off it. So it gets there again. We're going to take the $2 and run on Tesla. Oh, and one more. AMD, which is, the market's blasting higher. AMD is holding under VWAP and looking very weak. So we didn't get short at 112 because we're focused on other things. But if we get to the top on the NASDAQ, we continue this run, and we actually fade the top, AMD is a short for me. You saw what happened. They got punished on earnings. A little bit of a rebound yesterday, but back to square one for AMD as we speak. Apple's still pretty much, I mean, Apple's bounced, what, 10, 20 cents? As the market's going higher, you got to feel it should get to the high of the day, but I should have orders in front of the high of the day if that's the case.
Yeah, I'm just tweeting this out because we had already talked about Nvidia, and I just want to make sure that everybody is looking at it. It's coming up to the high of the day. Someone just put in the chat that Palantir was at 105. I feel like it's clickbait. Like if that's at 105, then holy crap, that is amazing. And I don't even really want to look at it because I feel like I'm going to jinx it. We love ourselves some Palantir around here. That is for sure.
It's at 105. Well, I mean,
bang!
You gotta look at it.
No, I don't have to because I'm just like, you know what? No way. I'm gonna wait for it. You can trade it. I'm gonna not jinx Palantir. I have too emotionally invested right now in that name, so that's a big one. Okay, we just reloaded there. IBIT, we just got out for 10 cents. Bitcoin's coming back, man. It didn't hold down to 97.9. I'm not in love with this much. This name anywhere near. Where we were earlier. It faded. I thought we could take 100 and get back up to the upside. And on that sort of a fade as well, here we go. Okay, so IBIT just broke. Okay, so we're out of IBIT. So great trade there. We just got out when it broke 70. So that was 5 cents worth of risk right there. So IBIT stays positive. Really, really happy with it. Right now we've got a couple problems. No, not a problem, but the one problem now is that Nvidia is coming back in. So let's get something out there at 55. Maybe, look, I thought ARM was that great break trade. They're at 162. It does happen, but it finds a bid at 158. So about $3, I guess 159. Nice move to the downside. That's back to the 200 period as well. So this could be a short there for ARM. I'm going to still champion the long in Nvidia and not really look to go short in a chip space. But yeah, out there at the 50 period on NVDA. Let's go have a quick look at that. You guys said about Fannie Mae. I did put an order. No, I did. Yeah, we didn't get filled. So yeah, nothing. I mean, it's up and it's down and it's around. There is volume there, but Fannie and Freddie just nice day. We talk about it. We have Jeff on all the time. 10 million shares. So go have a look over there. You see has no executions for me. And then NVIDIA right there. Nice move again, upside. We're still looking for some more names. We do have some super chats here that we could probably get to. Neil's in 2.
AMD's dumping.
Neil's in 2. Okay. Thanks for all you do, man. We appreciate that. Thank you, Mr. Mason, M. Mason, for that one. So thank you so much for the $5. That means a lot. Tisha's here as well. LIPO. I think we did look at that. I think it's also maybe on our watch list. We'll look at LIPO for you in a minute there. That was Arcan, right? Thank you, Arcan. And then a new member there too, Martin Webb. Thank you so much for supporting the show and coming through. $5 to become a member, but we just want you guys really to hit the like and subscribe because we're getting close to 500,000 subscribers right now. So, ooh yeah. Looks like IBIT might have been a mistake. Oh, QNTM halted again.
Yeah, I was basically going to say the same thing to you there.
83%.
It is now up. Yeah, you said 83%. The tap is flat, but that doesn't really matter. This stock is absolutely running. Maybe it needs to calm down. If you're halting every 5 minutes, it can be difficult to work yourself into position. Congrats if you're already in it. I think that's looking fantastic for you. AMD was real close to this curl here. It kind of went up to VWAP or close to VWAP, failed underneath 111. Wanted to grab it on the way back. I'm trying to get things on not against me, but as it's working its way back into the downside. Didn't pick it up, but AMD still looks weak. I like it's a failed breakout of the high and then a reversal. That to me is just a trend short. Apple is still holding. I mean, I don't know. Some people would call it. It's just a higher low. It's not at the point you can even call it like a bull flag. But I know there was a lot of talk about what is a bull flag and what is not a bull flag on the midday yesterday. Okay. So I feel like I shouldn't opine because I'm not a chartered market technician or anything like that. It is a higher low here on Apple above the previous high yesterday. That's what it is. 2 set upside. Oh yeah, I did just get out of Roblox. Here I'm going to show you why. So Apple, I'm going to get it out again. I'm going to take a third out in front of the high of the day. Look to see if we can get to that 234 and make a call based on what I see there. But Roblox. Hey, it's not really falling that much. I don't want to go long yet on Roblox, but I feel like a VWAP bounce is going to be good. Like you're seeing it just round off here. So after breaking trend, it took 10 minutes for it to go that $1.20 on a stock that's down 17%. I'm not going long yet, but I am getting out of the short. Roblox doesn't want to fall like a rock. I'm just going to take it and run. This does not look as weak as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, no, Nvidia's at 126, so this is the breaking spot for me. A couple more, there we go. I was gonna say like a couple more pennies lower, we're gonna get out. I'm not, like I'll reload this, it just broke the 200 period, but we just tried it right there on Nvidia, and we're gonna be out right now. So move back down in, so fail there on the reload for Nvidia. This might be one of those things where it's an over-under situation where if we can get back above this 126.30 area, kind of where VWAP is, then maybe we can push it. But we just bought it and just dumped it right there. Like, no point in holding on. Honestly, if you're a little smaller on size or something, then maybe. But for me, I'm like, that was a level. We went into there, and it was what it was, and we got out there on Nvidia. So a nice little dump back in. I still feel confident in these levels, but with the market fading, maybe we go along the market, but Nvidia might have just bottomed out there. It's still not on a huge amount of volume, though. I would have liked to see a bigger capitulation, but that's a pretty big wick. The last time we wicked down there, it did bounce back up. So watch out now. 126, maybe, there it comes back in. 126 coming into play. We'll just try it off 125. If it gets a little bit lower, that's where my next long is going to be. 125 quarters. At the bottom, we'll try it, or this break. 126.30 back upside. That's going to be the break long for me, or that dip buy opportunity. Until then, we're going to be puff pass on Nvidia. What's up, Adara?
I was gonna.
We're going to take a look here at what's happening in the market so far today. This is the S&P 500 up about 0.15% right now. NASDAQ actually exactly the same. So a little bit of small strength, basically flat in the day right now, though, for these markets. Amazon earnings on Watch After the Bell. Check that out in the earnings party with myself, Sharif, and Sean at 4 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be covering a lot of these earnings-related names. Speaking of earnings, a lot of day one plays on watch here, including ARM, ARM. This one here beating on EPS and sales estimates, but they tightened their guidance a little bit for revenue for the year. We also had Peloton here. This one initially gapping up, now pushing a little bit lower. PTON here missing on earnings per share, but beating on sales. Also with PTON, it's worth noting it has over a 16% short float. So make sure to like and subscribe. Join us here every single day. We will give you these market updates. It's a lighter day for economic data, so none of that to worry about. But it is worth noting, if you're involved in Eli Lilly, their conference call just started here at 10 a.m., guys. Back to you.
Tried Nvidia. I just tried it. Thanks, Adara, for all that.
Tesla.
I just tried Nvidia. I'm going to go back in just a little bit here. I just tried that break of 125.30, 126.30. It did not work, so I took a 30-cent hit, but we only got out of 75% of it. So we're going to try to see if it holds that very bottom now. I thought it was running back up there, so we did punch that long. Did not work, obviously. So right now, 125.75 coming into play again right now. So Roblox, Nvidia cracking in here to levels that I'm not happy with. So yeah, it looks like one last little reload here, and then that would be it. I said we'd wait for 125. We're playing the game right now. The futures are dancing here. Feels like I'm all over the place with this, so let's just sit in this 125.50, and that's that. No more reloads. Oh, here it comes. No more reloads, no more nothing. A breakdown, and we will figure it out from there. So right now it does look like it wants to go lower here. Nvidia not having a good day off that top again of 127. So yeah, we're long at 125.98 right now. So hopefully we get a bounce back northbound here on NVDA.
It's not alone. Like the market just wicked the high, so that's why I should be short AMD. I said if we wick the high on the Nasdaq, I got a short AMD on the pop, and we never picked it up. So Apple just dipped again into 233. It's managing to hold on to that 80 level. Our stop is just underneath that. If it loses this, I'd rather try to get back in at 32 or VWAP than hold 33s all the way to that price. So we've reloaded it a third time. We'll scalp again into this 233.60 range and then look for a break of the high. But if we lose this bid, you got to hunt for a different price. The NASDAQ rejecting that high of the day of the pre-market there. So got to be careful with these longs. Okay, yeah, I get it. Tesla continued to go down. There was no pop back up into VWAP or 370 on Tesla. So it's really losing the bid here on Tesla. And Roblox, which we covered, is still, see this? It really is. It's hard to see because the scale's so big, but Roblox is really holding that 62. Sometimes you can just see it where the stock doesn't want to fall. It's not a lot of size on the bid, but they're not able to get through. It is SSR, meaning you can't hit the bid to go short without there being an uptick. And I think that could be part of why Roblox is holding at 62. So it really only gave you that $1.25 move short and clearly has a bit of a buyer on it. One Apple to go here. If the market's going to be strong, Apple is strong, Meta is Meta is strong. I think both of them have like nice steps up. You got to pick one. I picked Apple. Clearly, you could have just gone long Meta. I saw a stat Meta's up like 13 days in a row.
What? No, that's not true.
I didn't double check it. I saw somebody, I read somebody say that Meta had been up 13 days in a row. I couldn't believe it either.
Yeah.
But Meta's been great, so it's possible. I just didn't believe it myself.
It's possible. It does seem a little bit unbelievable, but maybe it is true. All right, so we just got in and out. Well, we're getting some out of Nvidia here. Let's see, we're now out of a third of this trade. Looking to get out of more here at 99. It worked out for us to reload, but you know, unless this really starts to go, we will hold a red mark on Nvidia right now because of that most recent reload. But here we go, Ramin. If we are ready, we can compare over 40 plus leading prop firms. If you are a skilled trader but lack capital, then what you're looking for is a prop firm. This gives you an opportunity to showcase your skills. You can access account sizes ranging from 5,000 to 500,000, and you can start with as little as $20. But with over 500 prop firms, let's go Nvidia, out there, how do you find out which one is best and where to... That's where Prop Firm Match steps in. Prop Firm Match is your go-to platform for finding and comparing only the most esteemed, let's go Nvidia, firms with proven track records and consistent long-term payout histories. Over 4,500 verified reviews. Go get it right now. All right, here we go. Visit the QR code on your screen and or this link in the description. Here we go, baby. It's Nvidia. Thank you, Prop Firm Match, for your sponsorship. There it is. It's a nice move to the upside right now for Nvidia. Bang, we get it back. So there it goes. Wow, that was something down there for Nvidia. But here we go, man. Nice move back to the upside now. Obviously wish we had held it all. So now stop wishing, man, and do it. So right there, out of some at 126, we have to get out at the 200 period. We have to get something out at VWAP. But do we have to get something out now? Yes, we do. Again, because we are at right there, now the 50 period. So let's get going. Next stop, hopefully higher. 126.80 could be something, but you are running into possible resistance right now on Nvidia. So here we go, up into the 40s. Let's get one more piece out right now ahead of 50, and then we can let the rest fly as we will have about 35% on. So yeah, good trading here, obviously, on Nvidia, but doesn't mean that we're happy with our performance. We could have just waited. Like, we could have just waited again for this price. We wrote down 125 to 126. Why we're layering in right here, probably a mistake. Anyways, we're happy with the performance of it because we say this all the time, Neil, obviously, and it's the next trade. You know,
who next?
Yeah, you lose on one, you make on the other. At the end of the day, you just hope that you can wake up and see a green figure. So, wow, that Palantir.
Or not go to sleep while you're trading.
I try not to go to sleep while you're trading. Some people do. You know,
actually, yes.
Asleep. Like, not actively trading like this.
Actually, no.
I've had those stories where the guy goes, "Oh, I put on a trade, then I woke up 3 hours later and I made $5,000." It's like,
what? There was the dude on.
That's what I feel like doing with Nvidia.
There was a dude in my trainee group.
Right, there you go.
I don't like naming names with these stories, but there was a dude in my trainee group who I remember one time he was asleep. In the middle of he wasn't in a futures trade. Whatever. I don't remember the trade, but he was sitting in there like a lot in the money, and he was like taking a nap, and he didn't even have a stop order or anything like that. He got yelled at because he was a trainee. So Apple did lose this prior high. Just come to my chart for a second here. There we go. Lost that high, got out. I wanted it to get to VWAP, but look at the wick. Like, it didn't really spend any time down at VWAP, so I just jumped back in after it wicked out. And, okay, I'm going to go to Palantir in a second, but Peloton is about to, could break trend. Look at the move down on Peloton. Like, Peloton was breaking out, and now it's fallen like a rock. So I'm going to look for a reversion on Peloton. With this volatility, I think it presents some decent opportunities to move. Like, it's 50 cents from this bottom into the top if it can revert. And then Palantir, because obviously we're trading individual names that we've been focused on here today. I should still be short Tesla. I missed that reload. We're back into Apple. That's heading higher. But nothing is stronger than Palantir right now, so have to show it to you guys. The actual high on earnings day is 107-ish. It's like 106.90 something. So 107 would be a new, fresh, all-time high for Peloton if you're tracking it. That's the breakout price on Palantir. Sorry, I have Peloton on the brain here. You break 107. It wasn't part of the plan, but do you see a stronger stock right now? Because I don't. So I'm willing to take this break on Palantir. It's not something I would hold all the way back into VWAP or anything, because VWAP's at $104, so I'd have a relatively tight stop on this. If it fails the break, I'd probably just buy the dip. Palantir's a rocket ship.
Yeah, it's a rocket, man. That is for sure.
There, I was going to hit that.
Yeah, hit it, man, hit it. What else is rocketing up right now? And is Nvidia. We are now another $1 right here in the money on that trade as it just continues to climb higher and higher right now. Nvidia. This individual trade might be one of the bigger net trades just on this individual trade, but we are not setting records here on Nvidia today, not for myself, because we did lose that bid at 126, which sucks. We were layered into that one too much, but we'll have to wait for it. As Neil just mentioned, man, giddy up. We've been sort of really championing this name for a very, very long time. Palantir just continues to go, man. Like I did sell. I sold 5% before the earnings print, sold 5% after it, and like now you're at 106.40, and you just continue to climb higher and higher. I did not rebuy any of them, but nor do I plan on doing it. I'm pretty full. I mean, not full. We can always get fuller because I've sold some, but this has been quite the move up there for PLTR. There it goes, man, 106. Like I said, big trade. We've been long since sub $10 on this name. Palantir continues to work, now $107, and there is nobody that's next. This is Palantir's world, and everyone's living in it, and they just continue to go up. They say what valuation? Their PE is was 175. Let me see if it was adjusted here since the earnings report.
You gotta wait a day.
And if you are trading off of PEs, then I am sorry for you. There goes Palantir right now. Let's just go to see what their PE is. Yeah, there it is. So it's the same. Yeah, 181. So, yeah, it is what it is. Their current PE is 533. I don't think that's updated either, but we'll figure it out. If you guys have a newer one, then fine. But right now, that's 8 straight quarters of just beats.
Yeah, I see forward is 150. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, forward 150. Yeah, okay. I mean, still the same thing, 180, 150. Well, a PE should just be
That's
one
what
number.
I don't understand why there
differences. But at the end of the day, some could be real time. It's up 5% today. So there it goes, man. Huge move up for Palantir, and yeah, really well excited over here.
I trust FinViz. Maybe that's the thing.
That's the thing with
That's the thing. And ultimately, it doesn't matter. Just understand that if you cared about PE too much, you never would buy Palantir, you'd never buy ARM, and you would never have bought Tesla. You would have never bought Amazon. That list those are the first ones that come to mind, but that's the list.
Look at Nvidia
there. So I'm into Peloton, which is a little bit different. That just trended down, broke trend, broke prior bar high. Gonna play it back into VWAP here, which is at $9 on Peloton. Apple's still trying to get back after bouncing VWAP into the high. So that's a wick off VWAP. It didn't really give you much of a chance
break 127
to get VWAP. Now we want the break of the high of the day here on Apple. Palantir's 50 cents away from an all-time high break. It's starting to slow down. I like it. I mean, consolidating is good. If you consolidate going into a breakout, I think that is a little bit better than just going straight parabolic. So I like the fact that it wants to do a little bit of a dip before it eventually makes this break of 107. If it just goes one parabolic candle from 105 to 107, the break's not usually as good of a breakout. So a healthy dip buy could make some sense here. Palantir's got a nice looking, forget about VWAP, like a nice steep trend. Even if that holds 106, could be a nice little dip into that. Oh yeah, Tesla.
Yeah, what's going on over there?
Tesla with an actual bounce here. This is the first time on a 3-minute that it could have 2 green candles in a row for Tesla. So this might be the pullback into VWAP that we're looking for. 363, Tesla down 3.5% and getting shellacked this morning. The market's doing pretty fine, breaking out the highs. It's Tesla that just can't seem to do anything right, unfortunately. That 375 was a good one. Trying to get first out here on Peloton. That'll be in front of 880, and then we'll look for VWAP in front of $9 here on this little reversion trade.
Yeah, we are just noticing, we had talked about it as Nvidia there. Joe's getting excited to my left as well. You're on AMD, I think. I hear you keep saying AMD. No, nothing? Oh, he's Nvidia. Okay, there it goes, man. And of course, I think everybody traded Nvidia. Nvidia was on pretty much all of our watches today, and you can see right here it is on the sticky note. We just got some out there at 124, 126.64. Plus, we just got some out at 127. Remember, I was like, let's go to 127. I actually didn't think that was going to happen, but we're sitting there, and we got out again. So a bunch of outs right here in the 60s, another one as well, and then we'll wait to see now one. I don't think we'll get out. Let's just let this continue to go higher and see where we can get out on a move northbound. Meta's going absolutely like parabolic as well. Right now, you talked about strong name there in Palantir. Meta's really not stopping. You talked about 13 straight days. Obviously, that's not going to be right. But I mean, our things right in there. On earnings day,
ours does it based on
yeah,
the move
so
that
it
day,
could be right. Could be right. Definitely a parabolic move in Meta over the last 2 weeks. And then here again today, 704 straight up $10. You did have a little bit of a dip down there at 10 o'clock. Do we even have numbers at 10? Like, I'm in a different world right now because of the trading. But Meta, nice move, 716. If you're on this name, man, wow. Look at that top that you're looking at right now. This goes back to yesterday. So we had been here before. Can we take it out now? 717. Looks. I actually wouldn't get too excited until 720, but great longs there for Meta. If you are long, look to potentially get some out. It's kind of what I'm doing with Nvidia. Sure, we're $1 in the money now on reloaded positions. We've been in $1 in the money a couple times, but you've already been up here today on Nvidia. So 127, 127.40. These look like pretty decent outs, man. I mean, look at yesterday. Sorry, into the pre-market high of 127. If we can get that fill, I think we should start to layer some more out. So on that note, I'm going to take one more piece right now and then put another offer at 126.95 or so and throw it over to Neil as here comes a little bit of a move higher now into the 90s. Wow, this has been a jam here today. So, all right, Neil, let's go.
Yes, sir. Introducing a new discovery on the NASDAQ, Worksport, ticker WKSP. Worksport is a US-based manufacturer who is rapidly expanding with growing revenues, government contracts, and innovative green energy products designed to power your life off the grid. Whether you're on the move or seeking sustainable energy solutions, Worksport has you covered. Now trading on the NASDAQ under WKSP, discover the future of clean energy with Worksport. Shout out to Worksport. Sustaining no bids, however, is AMD. As that continues to go lower, I still like a VWAP retrace on AMD, but it doesn't seem to want to give us that. Tesla, however, is very close to coming back into VWAP at 368. So working off of this, Peloton and Apple still more or less on target as he did another dip into almost VWAP on Apple, which is also yesterday's like right at the close high. So it actually wicked this at 4 o'clock. So it's a bit of an aftermarket wick where you have that top and Apple's trying to hold on. It hasn't been able to break this 233.5 since the open. Peloton, we should be almost there to VWAP. Oh, I missed by like 1 cent underneath that 895. Maybe I'll move it a little bit closer to that top. As Peloton, nice little reversion trade. And Palantir now 30 cents away from the break. So let's go to the desk. Adara has some news. Palantir probably breaks by the time we get back.
It's a pretty wild story here. Keep an eye on Google. YouTube reportedly, according to Bloomberg, buying TikTok ads to kind of lure creators to the platform before the TikTok ban does take place in the U.S. We were officially or initially supposed to have the ban here as of January 19th. Of course, Trump extended it for 75 days as of January 20th. So we're going to have to see what happens here. But regardless, Google trying to preempt that and apparently having ads here, buying ads for YouTube on TikTok. Back to you.
I actually was looking at it right here on this break, 191. Regardless of that story, I was going to look at this today right now. Anyways,
Google.
Just breaking yesterday. I wanted to look at day 2 plays. We called up AMD. We called up, Starbucks wasn't day 2 play, but something else that was on my mind. So Google's also there too, 191.65. So that story is interesting. I don't know if it is anything, but I mean, again, if TikTok is banned, then yeah, we do have a winner here. And I would say it would be Google easily with what I see from my family and YouTube Shorts. All right, so right into there, 191.55 or so. That's going to be good. You're in a big channel from yesterday still, right? We've peaked underneath a little bit down there yesterday, and this is we're looking at 189 and then that 191.50. So yeah, we We're above it a little bit there before we even knew what the range would be, and underneath it there. And since then, we just sort of bounced around. So I am going to look long there on that break of one right here, 191.65 break long. Nvidia does it. Props it up right there. Let's go for Ozan and everybody else, man. Nvidia is the one for me today. As there it goes. It's a big win, man. Long again. Let's see where it winds up going here with NVDA. But that's going to be a good one. And I don't want to miss that Google break. So I'm going to put that order in right now. It looks like we may have a chance at it. Google, take it. We haven't been destroying these long breaks. They've been somewhat tough, in my opinion. So we'll...
NASDAQ breaking high.
NASDAQ is fantastic. If 10 is a max unit play for anything, this Google trade would be like maybe a 3. Because, you know, again, so let's use it as, we use units because the shares doesn't really matter. You know, you can go, because everyone trades different share sizes. So like whether or not your one unit is 10 shares or 100 shares or 1,000 shares, this is the whole point. So 191, maybe even that break right there. But look, what a surprise, though. We get 20 cents away from our breaking spot, and then we drop down again. So this is why breakouts are very, very dangerous. Let's wait to see. Remember, Google also, I'm putting it down to 2 units right now. I've changed my mind because Google's weak today in, as Neil just mentioned there, a very strong NASDAQ market. It bounced off VWAP and now is making new highs. So I think that, yeah, and look at Google actually going the other way right now. All right. I'll still take it because I like it, but there's no way it's exciting me as much as Nvidia. As Nvidia's right here, I'm gonna take another piece out right here on Nvidia, up at 127. Now that I see this though, what about us getting out of half of what we have on a 126.30 break back in there for Nvidia, not get like too, you know, caught up in this trade, understanding that it can fall back in again. So let's wait to see if that does happen. 126.30, a target to get some more out there on Nvidia, and then Google. So that's 2 trade ideas. Google, if we take that top, but that top is now $1 away, so that may not happen. And then Nvidia, how much of our bag do we have left? 20% right now on Nvidia, minus some outs there at 75 if we get it. But yeah, 20% left on this Nvidia trade.
So Palantir broke, got to 107.35, not 103.
107?
107.35.
Oh my God.
That's about as far as it got. It looked like it wants to retake that high. I'm going to jump back in if I can get those evens there again and maybe give it to the prior bar low. But Apple lost VWAP. Apple slapped a fail on it as it heads back into the downside for Apple. We are back into Tesla, but Palantir, it did that nice kind of like over-under then under-over move. Like it stops it out. Sometimes the second break is a little bit better than the first. We'll see if that ends up being the case. It is a blue sky setup. There are no levels to look at here except for every even dollar on Palantir. And I always say, like, if you have Fibonacci's or something like that works out for you, good luck with that. So I just kind of look at the even dollars and play the trend to the upside. As long as it holds trend and you want to be long this name, I believe that was a call for Adara. It'll probably be at 108 by the time we get back.
Time to look at these small caps here. IWM in an uptrend here in the 15-minute chart over the last 2 days. Now, though, making a slightly lower high. However, we have just rejected that 230. But other than that, we've been in this nice little uptrend. Let's see if we can hold this. And let's see if we can hold the support that we dropped to pretty recently here at that 229.30 level. Lots of small caps, 2 of which are earnings plays. AMSC, this is American Semiconductor. First earnings play here of the day. They did beat on EPS. They beat on sales. And their sales guidance was mostly above expectations. We're noting for AMSC, AMSC, American Semiconductor. They're not necessarily a small cap per se, about $1.3 billion. Then we have LTRY, lottery.com. I could not find any catalyst on this, but it is worth noting they do have a float of about 13 million shares, a smaller float there, 5% short float. And this is our second small cap earnings name, apps here, APPS, Digital Turbine. They did raise their guidance for fiscal 2025 sales, though so that's above estimates now. We did beat as well on EPS and sales. So 2 earnings plays here for these small caps, guys. Back to you.
I saw there was a lot of chatter about that in the aftermarket on that apps to the upside. But anyways, it doesn't really matter. So it looks like that buyer was serious on Roblox at VWAP. It is heading back into the high. This was the zone we liked for a reversion. So if it gets back up to the top, we'll look for another trend break in on Roblox. Palantir
that's
continuing
amazing
to head higher.
Darrell, was there something else on Palantir? Like, honestly, this is...
I heard no stories.
I've never even...
on Palantir whatsoever. If there is something on PLTR, then it's just a continuation, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, it got hit yesterday. Like, I'm just surprised.
But it held the
6%, dude.
Held the range.
I know.
So it kind of held the bottom, broke out the top.
Yeah. No. Hey, mate. Look, I mean, I'm loving life right now, but I mean, I cannot believe this. Just straight up. Like on it wasn't even on, like it's on our radar for second day plays. There's no doubt about that. Or third day plays, I guess, for Palantir. So, like the stock, not surprised by the move, but just surprised that we didn't have a catalyst per se. That's all. Like this is, again, not like a small move right now. I mean, maybe we got to talk to our friend Kathy, because this is what she's saying about this. And again, like this is the whole thing why I don't like listening to noise, because like we had reports, Cathie Wood selling, insider selling. You remember at $70, Cathie Wood selling, and then we had somebody sell 1.5 million shares or something, and a CFO or whatever down at $80. Like these guys are just taking profit. The story is not changing here with Palantir. So you're either on board or you're not, and I'm not right now, but wish I was. So Palantir right now, nice move. Back up to the upside. We'll continue to watch it. All right, Nvidia, it's coming back in. So there is our I changed it to only out of 25% right now on that break. So, all right, there's apparently some new Iranian sanctions coming in right now. I don't know if that is from President Trump or what, or oil, or OPEC, or what's happening. But there goes, there goes USO. So see you later right now for oil. Nice move to the upside there. So watch out now. Something happening here in the energy space, that's for sure.
And I was asked several times about Rivian in the chat. All I will say is it's not doing much, but if it breaks 13, that looks pretty good for a 13 break on Rivian. That's all I got for you on our IVN. Very inside day, a couple of points, basically the same as yesterday. Tesla's trying to get VWAP in here. I have to zoom back in because I was showing you guys Rivian. Tesla's trying to break VWAP and prior resistance. So it broke that 370. I like 370, obviously. We missed that initial breakdown. We didn't get the break. We actually shorted the next pop. But if we break this prior high here, then we're jumping out and looking for another re-entry. I really only wanted to be Tesla shorts. Palantir just actually pulled back into 107 as well.
Ooh.
So it got to 107.70 I have as a local top here on Palantir. So it's never really done more than like 50 cents and 70 cents. Remember, these are all-time highs and taking the top when it's already moved $7 from the bottom. VWAP is $2 from here. So if it loses the local here, I'm getting out and looking for that VWAP bounce. Like at some point, like it's one thing to join the trend. It's another thing to buy every single top and hold it all the way for a massive retracement. So good one. There is this LTRY, which is halted again for everyone that's posting it. $1.22, nice little bounce off the $1 even area. That's worth a look in small cap land. Done 60 million shares, so it's well on the way to a good volume day. Worth a look. And then Roblox, just to go back over to this, I have not re-entered the short yet, but it is right on target. Like there's another trend reversal. All it has to do is hold underneath the trend line, and I'll go for another short back into VWAP. It gave 63 to 62, but now it's all the way up 64, so a little bit more room for it to revert this time on Roblox. There's not much I can do about the scaling because the stock literally dropped $25 this morning.
We talked about Roblox battling itself back there, and I said, I was like, it's only back down to where it was 3 weeks ago, and it looks like that rhetoric will work a little bit. We'll see if it continues to be that way. All right, so Nvidia, we still have a piece on right now. I'm going to get out of, look, it's still in the money. We'll get out another piece at 19. Not happy about it. We could have done a little bit better for sure, getting more out up there as we did hold that 20%. We were able to get something out there, and we had sensed, with the market topping out a little bit there, that there could have been something there. But at the end of the day, great opportunities abound in Nvidia today, and it'll be my most heavily traded stock. So There we go. Okay, Palantir still up and away. It's breaking highs again. It's going to take out 108. At some point, though, I just have to punch long, right? Maybe it is right here at that high. This is a little bit of FOMO, but it just went down and just took it again. So this is probably a good one here for Palantir. There it goes again. Like this, you want to talk about stocks going meme crazy. This is like what Nvidia looks like when it just keeps on going, and there's really nothing to stop it. So here we go, Palantir. Peloton as well today came through. That was a downside push early. Sorry, I guess it was upside. I didn't even see that move, but it's been going to the downside right now. So watch out for Peloton coming out below 50 period, below VWAP. So kind of feeling the short right there. Palantir does touch out at 108 again and falls. So watch out there. Maybe that is the break. What's up, Adara?
Yeah, I mean, watch out here for Teladoc. Speaking of Cathie Wood plays, or at least in this case, at least it was at one point. We have Citron Research actually hyping TDOC here. They just posted calling it the under-the-radar AI play, saying that their acquisition of Catapult Health, apparently a good look. And then they said the market is sleeping on Teladoc, so they actually think that this has a chance to push the upside. Tons of volume coming into TDOC on this, and it continues to make new day's highs. Also, while we're here, let's take a look at crypto. So this is the 15-minute chart for Bitcoin. We're seeing that continued, I guess, resistance here with that 99.2 level, also a lower high from what we had here, this high at, I guess, 102 halves. Then we made a lower high here at 100.8. So lower highs here and below that 1,000 level. However, it's worth noting we have bounced at this 96 level a couple times. Let's take a look at the daily chart as well for BTC. It's interesting. You can really see that rejection of that 99.2 on this chart. That was the high yesterday, and so far it's a high today as well. So let's see if Bitcoin's able to eclipse this sticky area of resistance right now, guys. Back to you.
Let's go Bitcoin.
Stickiest of the icky.
Yeah, stickiest of the icky. We finally get into some Palantir right here, right now. It's going to be a lighter position for me because, again, we're not like trying to sit here and layer into everything. We're just going to wait to see what winds up happening with Palantir. Hopefully, it does continue to go up. Maybe we'll break through 108. I'm just going to wait to see a 50-period moving average, which is still a ways away. That's $2. So I'm hoping that we don't get into that area because then that would be a problem for this kind of a trade. So I'm going to get out on these wick breaks. So that's $1. Again, small position, kind of like just seeing what happens now with Palantir. We'll let it go. Maybe it has that 110 in it, which would give us 250. We'll try to buy some kind of dips, but at the end of the day, we are in this name way too late, and that is obvious. So let's just wait on it now and see if it wants to continue to go. Small little lotto here on Palantir. I almost said Peloton again. All right, so we'll do that. We'll rebuy that lower, hopefully, and then get out for that dollar hit. So that's our target there. All right, nice bounce back here.
Stay on target.
Yeah, stay on target for sure. We are also looking for a bounce back in Nvidia, but we'll take a piece out as we just hover around that 126. So yeah, it's been kind of just a up and down kind of day here, and we'll just rest right now on Palantir.
Market heading back down. It's a
107.
Yeah, you said it's an up and down day.
Yeah.
Look at the Nasdaq. That is very apt a description. There's our big bar up is a 15-minute chart on the NQ, and there's our fail of a high, and there's our wick back down into VWAP. So if you're at VWAP and you're strong or you're on trend, I think you want to buy the trend. Nice trend line on Palantir. So kind of kick out the first parabolic candles, and look how well it's holding this trend line. So I'm stopping out underneath this prior low at 106.75. Might as well be buying in front of it too. So if it holds a trend, you can use it for things other than reversions. You can use it for reasons to get into a long trend. I know we talk about that all the time as a reversion play, but sometimes you got to do it the other way. Speaking of which, I did get filled 63 or just in front of 63 on Roblox. If it breaks this prior bar high, that's like 64.6. I'm going to have to jump out of that one. And Tesla falling back down to the downside, but we got to go to Adara for news again.
Again, let's go.
We do have USTR here on watch. We have the NASDAQ on watch because the USTR representative here, Jameson Greer, who this is Trump's nominee for this job here, the U.S. Trade Representative job. So apparently this individual has basically said that they believe a universal tariff should be studied and considered here to see if it could reduce some of this U.S. trade deficit. So apparently now we have Trump's Trade Representative nominee, again, not yet appointed, but nominee, floating around this idea of a universal tariff. So keep an eye on the NASDAQ here and on the markets as this universal tariff is now floated around here by the Trade Representative nominee, guys. Back to you.
All right. SoFi. Yeah.
I spelled SoFi wrong here.
So I have my first out. We'll look at SoFi. I have my first out at 108. So what's going on with SoFi? Oh, wow. Maybe there's news again, Adara, on SoFi. I keep having to call up on Adara.
No, sorry.
SoFi.
SoFi. I see a lot of people mentioning SoFi is tanking. So I just looked it up. I don't see anything in particular. Now 4% to the downside. You have some support at the 14 level, but yeah, I don't see anything on SoFi.
It just missed
that
108,
looks pretty
dude.
nasty there.
Oh, I missed it by one.
Break one. I'm still looking for the trend back to see if we can't pick this up on trend. I keep not hitting save on this chart. So there we go. If we keep holding this trend line, it just gets higher and higher, the dip buys. And now I'm like way under trend if I were to take that dip. So Palantir looking great. It seems to want to make a 108 break. That could be another way to add into it on a 108 break as well.
It just stopped completely there. I missed it by 1 penny. I was only going to get out of 10%.
Did this at 7 too? Like it kind of waited a while to break 7. It broke 5 clean. Palantir is just stair step into the upside. Looks like it's going to be really strong. Yeah, no idea on SoFi. Sorry, everybody. It doesn't have to be news for a stock to go up or down. Sometimes it's just price action, and that's just how it goes. Thank you, Willis Addison, for the $2 super chat.
Boom.
You added to your swing puts in Tesla at 368. Send it to the downside. Although in the long term, I always wanted to go up because I own Tesla in my long term. I like Tesla, but it's been bleeding a little bit. That's just how it is. So Palantir does seem to want this 108 level. Rivian did break 13. Oh yeah, that was a good break. Good luck, Daniel T. Rivian breaking 13 to the upside, up 2.5% on nothing that I'm aware of. So good for Rivian. But I want looking for a place to get more Palantir. It's looking like it wants to hold the trend line one more time, at least my trend line. Someone could have a different trend line drawn. I'm connecting it from about 940 in here after that parabolic move initially. So we close above, kind of like this, and then look for an entry on the next bar on Palantir. I was able to get one leg out of Roblox, but now it's just kind of still going sideways. So it dipped a little bit. Roblox is kind of strong. I don't think I want to reload this a third time on Roblox. We got away with it a couple times being short, and I'll have to give it up here. So I'm not reloading it. We're just going to get out right there flat as it breaks back higher. I know the scaling's kind of whack on that, but
here comes Palantir.
Hey, dollar moves don't look like that much on that chart because of what Roblox did earlier. All right, Palantir, hold the trend line, close above, and then we can try adding back in.
Yeah, that would be nice if it does
What's
that.
up, Randy?
That's for sure. Yo, what's up, Randy? All right, I was actually going to go get another coffee at some point, but there goes Nvidia right there. Things get cold. It's like so crazy around here. How are you doing? What do you take in your coffee? Just, I already know what you take, of course. 1 cream. 2 cream. Okay, I mean, depend. That's the other thing, too. I always wondered when you ordered coffee, like, dependent on the size of the cup. Like, if your barista is putting 2 cream, it's in relationship. Like, you get an extra large 2 cream. Okay, hold on a second.
True.
Just see there with that small little cup there. Okay, Palantir just coming back into 107.70 right now. So watch out now. This name coming back just a little bit there. Yeah, watch out now. That almost fell. Big Bear, just quickly on that one, 740. So Big Bear does hold $7 coming into yesterday's level there on Big Bear AI, Randy, another AI name. Look at yesterday's move. $5 to $8. And then today, we tried it. No workout right there. Your Tesla, though, had an interesting morning for sure, but nice downside. Whoops, downside push right there. We were looking for a little higher bump and then that, but 360. Tesla right now breaking that shelf on the daily. We'll see about a downside move, but we are really happy now as Nvidia trying to break through 127 and then Palantir still downside. So. Oh, you want to get the mic on Tesla or anything? No? Okay. All right. Energy, though. You'll like to see this, Randy. Energy right now straight. Whoa, okay. There was some news there. I think it was about some more restrictions coming through on the space, tariffs and whatnot, but nice move up there on energy and nice move back down. As XOM and Chevron, these are safe dividend plays up to 109 right now. So down a little bit today, but look at that move on XOM. Okay, good. So we are excited. Oh, okay, here we go. XOM.
Into the data center game.
Right.
They're building data centers for AI all over the place. And XOM says we can supply natural gas and do it quickly, a lot quicker than building nuclear power plants. And they're playing this game and it's fantastic.
Okay.
So, you know what, for the data centers that are being built, and there's lots of them, nice play by XOM. They're not the only one in the game, obviously, but if they can do it quickly and get it out the door, that's, nuclear power
That's half the battle
don't
right
happen
there.
overnight. So I like to see this diversity in their portfolio. It's a big boon.
Have you read anything as far as, like, XOM does not get into nuclear, lithium?
No.
Unfortunately.
Just wondering if there's anything
They've been
there.
dabbling in the electric side of it, but no, they're not into the lithium development side, or that I know of anyway, or the nuclear space. But no, they can provide energy to huge data centers to run all these H100 cards and all these other AI tools, and do it rather effectively and rather quickly. Bringing online a data center in under a year. And supplying the energy to run that place, that's big stuff.
That's not messing around, because we've seen new names like SMR and
Well, you've seen
nano nuclear.
the utility names in nuclear have been so fantastic. Like it's Constellation and Vistra and G Vernova as well. So I feel like there's been so much, like that's where the money has gone, and nobody's buying. I own Chevron myself too, but like no one's buying Chevron and XOM as much. So
Here we go.
that's why I wanted exposure to the nuclear names. All right, Palantir. Now you got to break. Now you got to break 108.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. Just broke the 108.
That went down to 107. Wow, we just got 15s as well. This is a face slapper right here for
Oh,
Palantir.
I missed that bit.
I was at 08 sitting down there. What did this go to? 13s. Come on, man. We were really close to having $1 there. All right, well, there goes Palantir. Look, you're never too late, man. And there it goes. So we're only out of a third of this. We took a little piece there at O's, and then we got 15s. I always play something on that break. So we actually got Palantir 15s right there.
What just hit?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just a pushback there. So there goes Palantir now to the downside. The market actually also fading out. So let's get something out here on Nvidia in case it's something. Okay, there we go. We just took some more out on Nvidia in case there's something in the market.
What just hit?
I don't know what just hit. Something just hit, Dara, the market. Yeah, Dara, don't worry about the bell at this point right now. Okay, it's something probably. The market just dropped down decently. I mean, it just went the whole day, just gave back. So we'll have to wait to see what does happen now. But yeah, maybe nothing. Adara will check for us. I don't see anything on it either. So yeah, Palantir with a dip buy opportunity maybe. You know what? Let's just reload this level then, because we were able to get something out. So it's not going to be the ultimate bottom.
If there's no news, then.
Yeah, so there it is, man. We reload it down here on PLTR. So we'll wait to see if there's some news. Right now, but for now, we're fine. Nvidia with a nice move back upside as well. What's up, Adara? I just saw you on screen. Okay, bring it back over here, Andre. Yeah, we'll get Adara when ready now.
Just for anybody that's looking, like look at the candle. Like we were just breaking on Palantir, holding back above that trend. I was in. It triggered out. I got back, and the other thing that happened is like I had to stop short on Tesla. I'm like, okay, if it breaks under VWAP, thinking
here we go, dude.
And it absolutely flew to the downside. But we're back in off the 107 on Palantir and looking for a push back into 108. So I didn't hear any news. It was just a big candle on pretty much every single stock that I was watching. Apple had one.
We just crushed that trade,
but Palantir now coming right back into 107.5 and looking solid again.
We're long at 107.05 on like stink face shares right now on Palantir. There it goes right there. Wow. We told you we were sitting there. So it's a big trade. We're actually out of more than half now of that position of 107 flat. So we don't need to sit around and wait for anything there. Palantir, bang, goes right up there. Big stock alert for Palantir. We said we were dressed well, but to the party late. So Palantir, yeah, buddy, let's go. Yes, sir. All right, so that goes right up there, man. We're now, Palantir now my second best stock, and we just started looking at it 10 minutes ago. What's up, Adara?
The show is brought to you by eSignal. Traders, listen up. First month free. That's right, we're waiving fees. Trade smarter, not harder. Upgrade to Elite. Analyze, strategize, capitalize. Our platform, it's everything. Infinite deal, instant trading. Infinite data, instant trading. Lightning fast market insights, game-changing charts, predict with back testing. Reliable real-time data, global markets at your fingertips, all in one platform. Don't miss out. Execute your best trades now. Ready to elevate your trading? Scan the QR code or click the link in the description. So it's worth noting there's no news here. I did say about 10 minutes ago we had comments not from Trump, but from his nominee for the U.S. Trade Representative position, whose name is Jamieson Greer. Jamieson Greer said that he's open to universal tariffs. Trump did not say that, and that also was about 10 minutes before that drop. The only other news we've had since then was apparently the FAA is changing its flights with regards to Washington because of that crash a couple of weeks ago. The other thing here we have from Greer, which again I don't think is going to be really market moving, trade reciprocity with China requires both tariffs and non-tariff barriers. So maybe keep an eye on China with that, but we'll take a look here at Sector Watch. Consumer durables here pretty weak. Tesla did the downside, also Ford on earnings. Utilities pretty red here as well. Health services. Energy minerals on watch. COP, ConocoPhillips, they actually reported this morning, and we've had oil on watch here as well. Transportation, pretty green. Producer manufacturing, some strength. Consumer non-durables really mixed. Health technology, pretty much to the downside, except for Eli Lilly with stronger than expected earnings. Finance green, retail trade green. Technology services, pretty green here, though. CRM actually down about 4% here. With electronic technology, keep an eye on Qualcomm and Honeywell, both sharply to the downside on earnings day one. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Adara. Just want to give an update on Apple. Like, I like it to the long side, but ever since it lost VWAP, I always say when you get into a position accidentally, you should just get right out of it. So yes, I did actually reverse short with a stop because I didn't have as many shares as I anticipated. So when I got out, I actually reversed short accidentally. But I just got out. It would have been a winning trade, but it wasn't part of the plan. Oddly enough, now Apple is holding underneath VWAP. So this is why if I liked it long, there's no way I'm going to step back into it. Looking like it's going to be a little bit weak. You're seeing the NASDAQ change its tune a little bit here. You're holding underneath VWAP on this 15-minute chart. You could be going red. Tesla's going back into the red. It does bring me back to Palantir. Like you saw that crazy action where it was breaking 108 and then it was holding 107. So we're able to get it back into this 107 level, but it's still not retaking 108 yet on Palantir. Like it's off those highs pretty decently. Tesla's back at 365, but I got to go over to AMD because if there's a missed opportunity for me, there's no question this is a fail on AMD. It did pretty much what you'd want for a range-bound fail at the top short. And I haven't jumped into this trend at any point today. And it did get into VWAP. Like there was that VWAP retrace, and Palantir kind of became into the attention zone there, but it should have been AMD at that VWAP. It's stair step down and not looking very strong. Tesla's working its way back into the lows. I still say 363 is a bit of a buy zone. I'm not going long down here yet, but yeah, like if we break 365, this breakout zone from 63 to 65 that it took out, I feel like that's a good spot for prior resistance to turn into support on Tesla, and I should be banking if we bounce from this level. I should be listening to myself and
108 again.
Looking for we're back at 107.90 on
Are you kidding
on
me?
Palantir.
Oh my God, dude! This has been. Am I still on? Yeah, I had to go get another coffee. I have a headache today. It's the low
ceiling.
It's the low ceiling for sure.
I'm the same way. Like the storms come in. We got a snowstorm this morning here in the GTA, but it comes in and obviously it kind of messes with your head. But the coffee 100% helps with that. The NASDAQ is continuing to go lower here. Palantir just can't. It's not retaking this 108. That's sort of the problem. The market's falling. It wants to go. It's a nice little bull flag. You have to remember how far it's gone. Like VWAP is 105.5. So if we lose 7 again, I'm going to wait for VWAP. You can only play this 107 so many times here.
Yeah, I only played it once, and it was big. And we are very, very happy with what Palantir just did, except for we were just waiting again at 95 rate. Oh, that's still NVIDIA, my bad. We were just waiting there at 95 on Palantir, and it went to 93s. So hopefully that will get a visit back northbound right there, because that sucks. We went to get a coffee. We actually ran into Randy again. And another gentleman from the back office, which his name has passed me, and he was like, how long have you guys been doing this? I said, well, we were showing Instagram yesterday, 245 weeks, some of the old posts that we did have there on Instagram, so that's how long ago it was. And I showed one where we all went to Real Sports, remember?
It's actually
Sharif wasn't here. You didn't have the mustache. Actually, maybe I can find it again and show that one more time. But No, you were clean. You were clean. If I can, I'll find it in a minute here as we go. But yeah, so anyways, let's just keep on going now with the market and what we're doing, as now, of course, I'm looking for that picture to show Sharif. All right, so, we also showed the Playmaker. I have a picture up with the Playmaker. That was a lot of fun. You can join Sharif and Joe this afternoon, where we will be doing the Playmaker poll again, where you guys can all vote on long or short, and then we will run it back with that. So that's a key thing there that we really like to do on the show. So Palantir still doing not much. iBit, crypto, kind of sad. So we're still up on it, but definitely. And I think we talk about it with the guests that we have on. Neil and I always talk about it as well, sort of the midday guys. You have to manage risk. Like if you're going to take a 50-cent winner right there and lose 5 cents, that's going to be a win unless your share size is way off. And we're getting better at that. So this is going to be still in the pocket, still well done. You can't always just reload maximum positions, as Neil said. Like if you keep reloading 107 on Palantir, eventually when it breaks, you could give back everything you made because you put on your biggest position there. And let's just say each one of these is 100 shares, and then you think it's going to hold, so you put on 500, and then it goes down even 10 pennies. Well, you just lost 5 times that amount because your default was 5 times more. So you gotta be careful with all of that. Yeah, Nvidia's coming back in. The futures right now are at the day's low. So remember yesterday I said there was only a couple buying opportunities and selling opportunities, and there, low, high to low. We're right back in here. This is probably, if you're going to trade the futures or make a stand, it's now. You don't make it at VWAP. You don't, yesterday was super choppy. It looks like today's going to be that way as well. So trade the right names. There's Nvidia bouncing off 126, still a little shallow for me.
Now Intel does it?
Did it break 20 finally?
Oh my goodness. No, it's the other way.
Intel can go to hell.
No, the only reason I'm saying that, this is why. Because this was attempted to short with bad timing. Look at it go to this 19.7, and this time it does not break the prior day high. It never stops you and it goes to the short. So I lost shorting Intel at this level yesterday. That's why I'm mad about it.
There was 64 weeks ago. Here goes Sharif. Look at this guy.
Go to
what a young gentleman over here. Look, there it is. Look at this. There we go. Your face looks like a basketball. I don't know. There he is right there. Shout out to Sharif right there. That was last year at Real Sports where we all.
I didn't even know I own a red sweater. I guess we're watching the Raps, so that's why.
Yeah, you must have.
I must have one. I must have one, I guess.
You're a big supporter of the Raptors, as we all are. With Brendan Ingram, now the oft injured, never played more than 65 games in his storied career. So you're welcome, New Orleans. But I mean, at the end of the day, he's unrestricted and unsigned. So I'm assuming that Masai and Webster have a deal already made for Brendan Ingram.
Why are you assuming that? I think you're giving
the
them
guy's not even going to play this year.
I think you've given them a lot of credit.
I don't even understand why we would do that.
I think you're giving them a lot of credit. I'm not convinced of that. I'm not convinced of that at all.
I'm not convinced either. I just.
Oh, we also didn't get Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso re-signed with the Nets.
That was, come on.
We're never going to get him anyways.
You can play with Juan Soto, Lindor, or you can play with George Springer.
Let's go to the desk. Adara, it's time for Money Talks, I believe.
Yeah, we have this U.S. dollar here. I mean, on the daily chart, it's been a bit of a struggle here. These lower highs, this inability to hold 110 on a closing basis. But today, though, we actually break a 3-day losing streak, or at least we're trying to, up on the day here. It is worth noting as well, we have a lot of economic data coming tomorrow morning. Chief among it, it's going to be the non-farm payrolls at 8:30 a.m. These are huge. We're actually expecting quite a big month-over-month drop here, 170,000 versus 256,000 previous there. So that's what we're looking for. We also are going to be getting on the unemployment rate tomorrow at 8:30, expected to be flat there at 4.1%. And then at 10 a.m., we're going to be getting some wholesale inventories and University of Michigan consumer sentiment data. The big thing here with Michigan consumer sentiment is it does come with an inflation print as well. And we know those inflation prints sometimes lately, even more so than the sentiment itself, can move the market, especially if it comes in above expectations. Right now, we're expecting to be flat here for 1-year and 5-year inflation expectations. And the University of Michigan consumer sentiment is only expected to be a slight uptick. So we'll have to wait and see what we get. But non-farm payrolls at 8:30 and then consumer sentiment at 10. Definitely make sure to check that out, guys. Back to you.
Very much. Darius still looking at more or less. It's the same thing on Palantir. Like we scalped that bounce,
gonna rip.
and it's not like it hasn't broken 108 yet, but the fact that the market's holding the lows, or at least the NASDAQ for now is holding the lows, then you want to stick with the strong stocks to the long side. And if we break back down, like have your eyeballs on a few things that are going to be weak. Like I look at AMD, and like that's trying to bounce in here, but I think we might get another chance at a fade if this one if the NASDAQ breaks a low and this is popping back up. This will give us a chance at a fade trade on AMD. Yeah, Palantir not doing much. Tesla did bounce off the lows there, but if it gets to VWAP and at 69, we'll try to play that one again. 370 still the real go zone underneath on Tesla, and it's got a strong level on the daily at 363. The current low the day is 363.18 actually on Tesla. There are some small cappers moving around, and I just saw in the chat here, Tony, Palantir is a short, not because it's up.
Good luck.
There's a lot, yeah, but there's a lot of ways to trade it. If I was trading it traditionally, yeah, there's a wick top, there's that trend line. It's actually underneath the trend line, but yeah, you know what? I wouldn't argue with, hey, you could be sitting in a short on the break of trend. It would have wicked you out once, and you could take another shot at it into the prior high, but it's room to VWAP, so risk to reward isn't bad at all. I just like the fact that it's holding up every single time the market drops. So it's got the relative strength on it. That is what it is. But you know what? If you're going to find what is the biggest opportunity or what are the best opportunities to trade, you're going to. Are we good to go? No? Okay, we'll do it a little bit later.
I mean, Palantir, just to talk about Palantir, you're basically flat on it. I'm not much up on it either. I mean, it's going to be fine for me. It's just a matter of your style, as Neil said. Like, I think we're both trying to wait for a bigger move up. So it's like we're both in the money. Like I'm in the money 60 cents, same thing. Like we could scalp it now and put that in our pocket, hit the register and be like, boom, Palantir. Palantir right now, if I get out, is my second name today. So is my first name today, actually. Best name, if I get out right now. So what does that say? And I'm still waiting for more. So let's just wait to see. I'm waiting at 90. I have an offer at 90. I just printed 89s. Like this should, there it goes. Okay, finally. If we missed that by another penny, then I've been crazy. So here it goes. We just talked about it. There it goes, breaking 108 again. So we're in this for that. So that comment, I appreciate it. But if you're short, you're going to have to cover at some point, and it's just a matter of where is that point. I don't know. I'd rather play long where I have a defined out. And like, I'm just going to get out on a 107 break. It's not even that hard. I actually put the stop initially at 106.75. Just cut. Remember we talked about these sort of drips down there. It was actually now I look at 65. So that area was initially going to be our outs. So that was about 50 cents. So the fact that it just went $1 and we took some of it out there at the top through 108, that makes sense to me. And right now we only have, as I look at it, about 15%, maybe 20% left. Actually, no, what am I talking about? We have 25% left of this trade because I have them and Nvidia side by side. So that's what I have right now on Palantir. I'm going to let this go. My next offer is 108.50. Then my next offer is 109. And my stop is a break of the 50-period moving average, which we have not done yet. So basically 107.20s or so break out on that one will secure the victory and the bag for us on my number one P&L name, Palantir. And we didn't even start this bidding until 10:40. So, all right. Thought I saw Dara, but I guess I do not again. That must be those hallucinogens one more time. What'd you say?
Are we supposed to go to
Is there a spider right there? No?
That's okay. Not, you don't do that joke
good.
to me.
No. One, I wasn't even here that day. That was a good YouTube moment. But there it goes. Palantir again, bouncing off 108.
Yeah, so look, I am into AMD for the first time today. It doesn't, like, it got to VWAP before, but I said if we fail the next available pop and the market failed to break back higher above VWAP, you're going to see us fail to break above VWAP, and you put a bit of a reversal candle, I'll jump in here. I just want to stay on trend with this stock. Like Palantir's trending up for now, so AMD's trending down, and I wanted it short. So I'll give it to 109.75. But even if I get out of this trade, I'll probably be back looking for the short at VWAP on AMD on schedule. So this has been a weak one. It is down 2%. If you have not been watching in the last couple of days, then you probably did not notice that AMD got rugged after earnings, did a bounce play yesterday, and now
There it goes
failed the
again.
prior high and holding lower. Palantir right back up to the 108 level one more time. So I'm short for the first time here on AMD. The plan was to be short earlier, but better late than never on advanced micro devices.
All right, thank you so much for everything today. If you want to know what was for lunch, you're going to get it right now. All right, so it should be a good one. Okay, Palantir, we're at 108.45. There was 41s just hit. That's okay. That's okay. You know what? Just in case I don't want to, there we go. We'll get some out now at 39s. So there it is, another out for Palantir. Boom goes the dynamite. The number one P&L name gets higher right now as we go. Today, let's do it one more time. We're green today and celebrating it with beef sirloin bolognese with tricolored tortellini. Not horrible. Pesto garlic bread. I'm fine with it. I mean,
Yeah.
we'll get the.
I had a
we'll get
pesto rant the other day.
Oh, okay. We'll get the salad. Pesto's fine. I just think it needs to be made properly. With fresh.
Exactly.
Dill
right amount.
or whatever's in pesto. The herbs there needs to be where it is. You tell me, Ramin. I mean, I don't have this chef's touch as Ramin does. But there it goes to the upside right now. 108.50 coming to the upside there for Palantir. What a big stock, man. Now $1.50 in the money. We're now $2.50 in the money. We've got Nvidia long at 125.75. That's $1 was. And Palantir right there up $1.50 as well. So far, so good.
Oh, wow. It's 159. So we are... It's getting on in time. Don't worry. There's still plenty of action in this market for you guys. And remember, after market, it's actually a bigger earnings day tonight than it was yesterday. Yesterday wasn't even that big, and we haven't even talked about ARM. Okay, so I just trailed at 150. Did that really?
Beef bolognese.
So one thing I like to do here is, that wasn't even 109. When you have a trend line to the upside, if I'm staying in this direction, I leave it in and think that's going to be the resistance on the way back up. But Palantir now headed to that 109 level. Looks super, super strong. I'm into AMD to the short side for the first time here today. What I was going to say just there, we didn't even talk much about one of the bigger earnings names today, which was ARM. And ARM actually back into VWAP. It bounced pretty nicely itself. Down 4% because it got shellacked aftermarket, but it's bounced really nicely right off the bottom. This is why when you're watching tonight in the aftermarket show, you see Sean or maybe Sharif calls it out or maybe Adara calls it out. They call out a massive level with buyers on a stock or sellers, doesn't really matter, on a big move on earnings. Maybe you want to pay attention to that level tomorrow morning because on ARM, this was exactly where it bottomed out, that 159 that we're talking about. And I didn't trade off of it. That's going to be my fault. Sometimes it gives you that opportunity.
I just to go on something again, because this, you guys, you have to hit the like and subscribe and you have to come back, because the thing is this trade that we have on, which I'm telling you right now is my number one P&L name, and we screw around here for 2.5 hours and then something happens and you never know, where that bread is going to be buttered. And all of a sudden, man, we're sitting there, we're like, oh my God. Remember, I even made the comment, I don't want to look at Palantir, because I'm going to do something, and anyways, calm down. We nail Nvidia to the wall. And then all of a sudden, we're just like, let's go have a little look here. We got in little at Palantir when it was breaking that high. Then it dipped right into the 50-period moving average, which is our bread and butter. The 50-period moving average. There it is right there, comes in, we put it up, and it works. And it works, honestly, perfectly right there. And on that note, Nvidia right now at the same 50-period moving average. We're going to get out a piece right there. $1 in the money on Palantir, 85 cents in the money. You're about to have a great midday show with Joe and Sharif. And then as Neil said, man, we're coming back here.
Big earnings night.
Immediately at 2 p.m. And then big time with earnings tonight. We'll have the recap show. We'll also, on the 2 to 4 p.m. Hour, we'll review expectations, what we're possibly thinking about some of these moves. And it should be really good. So thank you, Bears versus Bulls, again for a big day. And thank you, everybody, for watching. All right, we're 2 minutes past. We'll see everybody on the other side. Get them, guys.
Peace.
What is up, beautiful people? Welcome to How to Trade During the Midday. That is your boy, Joey Options, and we